Oh, it's tight like a. Is that tight like a tiger? Right.
Yeah.
What's the fucking? I always, these names. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Where do these names come from? What was
So
happening? What? Okay, set this up. What was happening to where you're like, God damn, this shit is tight like a motherfucking tiger. Like, what was the thought process on this? Like, what inspired this to happen?
honestly, it was so we were fiber and we were having a band practice one day.
You're like, what rhymes with fiber?
Well,
Tiger.
no.
It was like an Eminem rhyme, like, yo, the fastest the masses. You're like Tiger Rider, whatever the fuck,
Something like that. No, it's more like Nick was just tired of the name. So he ended up, he suggested like tight like a tiger. He liked it. It's a reference to Austin Powers.
Got you. Okay. Yes.
Toy, like a toy guy.
Now it's all coming to me now.
Yeah.
The golden guy, right? The guy that can like suck his own.
Gold.
Had his thing schmeckled.
Yeah.
By the gold ray.
Yeah.
Made him, he can fucking put his leg up, jealous, number one.
Yeah.
Put his leg up, by his shoulder, above his legs and shit.
Yep. Man, it's been a minute since I think that was the third one, right?
I think that was the last one, right? Yeah, it had Beyonce.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. I don't know. It's been like
and Mike Myers played Goldfinger.
Yeah.
Or Golden.
No, he played them all, like always,
Yeah.
I think everybody was there. Fucking fat bastard. He came back.
Yeah.
Everybody was in that.
Oh yeah, Mini-Me.
The
whole motherfucking gang.
The whole gang.
Motherfucking gang.
Gang was there.
The gang.
Which I had a theory about Mike Myers that he did all of his characters were all done in one movie before he made it like bigger, which was So I Married an Axe Murderer.
Mm-hmm.
If you watch that movie, like Fat Bastards in there, like everybody, every accent that
I have to rewatch this.
Watch that shit, because every fucking accent or any kind of character that he has, it's in that fucking thing. There's like his family is Scottish.
Oh yeah.
Head move, that shit.
Yeah.
And what else? Fucking all kinds of references that are later played on. Like he does the spy, he like does a British accent.
Yeah.
And like ding ding, Austin Powers. It's all these little things start popping up and shit. But
I'm gonna have to rewatch it just to like reiterate what you're saying.
Yeah,
so.
Sure.
So for those, by the way, welcome to Midweek Crisis number 52. Our guest tonight is none other than Cristian. How do you say it?
My last name?
Yeah.
Come on, man. You didn't do your research here? What the fuck?
That's David Bajaris.
David Bajaris.
Requelme.
So the QU is like a K sound, right? So it's Requelme.
I got you. Mm-hmm. I've never asked.
Really? You shy? You can't talk to me?
Why would I ask that? Like, by the way, how do you say your last name? Yeah.
I mean, I've asked people that shit. Like, yo, I don't want to sound like a dick, but how do you say your last name? I want to make sure I pronounce it correctly. I'd rather somebody say that to me
than say it wrong.
I mean, I didn't have really a problem with people pronouncing my last name until I moved out to the Midwest.
Sounds about right.
And in New York, everybody was cool. Like in East Coast, everybody kind of knew what's up. But as soon as I came here, you thought I was fucking, you thought my last name was like some fucking Alamanapia or some shit. Because people, you're right, exactly. People were just like losing their shit about it. Like, senior year, my senior year of high school, senior night. I'll never forget the announcer was like, and number whatever, Cristian. So I've always enjoyed that aspect. People can't pronounce my name. Some people's names are kind of hard. If your name's not Smith or John or some shit.
Well, yeah, like mine,
Jonathan.
Yeah. Well, what's your middle name? You want to go there?
Oh shit, we're going there. What do you want to ask my fucking social security number next?
Yeah, I was actually gonna try to get your checking account, but
you don't want to get that shit. It ain't much happening.
It's not popping.
I mean, yeah, it'll pop this week for sure.
But so today we're celebrating the 420 party that's going down tomorrow at the Melody Inn. It's a punk rock night / chopped liver show. The lineups changed like 15, 16 times.
Fucking 30 times. Something just happened last night. What the fuck?
Yeah. So now it's.
I think it's me because look, I think it's me because we're supposed to have like a full crew. Now it's just you and me because everyone else.
Well, what we had to do is there's too many members in the Wee Beasties, and there was too many members in Ramathorn. So what we did is we put the fucking fill-ins in because there's so many people in your band that we wouldn't be able to get enough people through the door.
Is this the beginning of a ska joke? Is this
Yeah, pretty much. How
Got
many people are in Circle City Deacons?
Geez, I don't know. I got to name them all. Let me see.
Nice.
We have a Craig was here. He talk about the 20-foot tall. He's trying to create some kind of Frankenstein monster with the horn section. If you stack them up tall all together,
it's
like 20 feet tall. So it's like 20 feet tall horn section or some shit like that, you know. Which is a shout out to, like, you know, in, you know, soul days and back in the days, it was like, you know, the horn section was like, you had the band, but the horn section was called something else. You know?
Okay, yeah.
So a lot of bands did that. A lot of bands like had, oh, this is the whatever, and this is the fucking the horniest of horns, you know, whatever they're called, you know, power, whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
So, you know, so let me see. 1, 2, 4 horn players. Four. Rhythm. It's 4. It's 7 right there. 2 singers, so that's 9. There's 9 of us.
9.
Jesus Christ, we're like a fucking.
Do you have any idea
how hard United Nations
to take photos?
Huh?
Do you know how hard it is to take photos?
I see you struggling, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think the last time that you guys played, I got like maybe 1 or 2 photos of you playing.
Yeah, it's a thankless job, man.
Well, you gotta like squeeze through the people just to get that camera in there. And even
and these are Hoosiers we're talking about. These are big, tall, healthy boys. You know what I'm saying? Everyone's like 6 feet tall. You know what I mean? So everyone's like, everyone's a fucking linebacker, except for like the rhythm section. Well, even our bass player is like 6 feet tall. So, which I'm not a shrimp either, but you know, I'm only in the back. So,
yep. So, you know, let's talk about you, man. So what got you into music when you were a kid? Like, where did it all start for you, man?
What got me into music?
Yeah,
bro, I don't even know, man.
You came out the womb with a set of drumsticks in one hand and a guitar in the other.
No, I think I started on piano. If I go way back when, like 8th grade or some shit. But back when the world was black and white. But I would say I could tell you what exactly when the first time I played something was it was 8th grade. Everything happened in 8th grade, I think. Yeah, 8th grade. Jesus, I can't remember that. But 8th grade, I went to Chile. I'm Chilean. I went back to Chile for like, when you go to Chile, you don't go for like a weekend, you go for like a fucking month. So I skipped like half of my junior high 8th grade year to go out there because my cousin was getting baptized, my aunt's daughter.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was a big thing. You know how we do it up. I'm going to another baptism this weekend, which is crazy. My niece is getting baptized. But so my grandmother retired, moved back to the mother country, to motherland, and had a house, had a house built. And she's doing it up. She's, God bless her, she's still retired and chilling out there. She's actually back in New York now. So she hired a fucking, like, it was a salsa band. So she hired this big ass band with a conga player and all this stuff. And they were playing like, all the hits, all the Latin, all the like in bunch, merengue, salsa, cumbia kind of stuff, like party music, and everyone, it was the littest party like I ever seen at that time. And I've seen my family would party down. And I got up on the congas, I think, and I was just watching I was just fucking fascinated by them, watching them play and shit. So, and I just got back there and I started fucking around.
Hell yeah.
And when I came back from that vacation, I was like, I want to do piano. I wanted to play drums off the bat. Mom's like, hell's no, you ain't playing. You're not gonna, you don't want no loud shit in the house,
Mm-hmm.
And it just wasn't. It wasn't like, I don't know if it's a cultural thing, but it just wasn't, or it just wasn't something that was pushed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I had to sneak around and do it.
Yeah.
So I would go to the fucking music store and hang out there for hours, and jump on whatever kit they had set up. I think the big thing was for me in the high school I went to. When I went to high school, I went to out there. You take a test at 8th grade, right? You take a test. It's almost like a SAT shit, bro. It's crazy. And you can get into different schools if you wanted to. Or you can just go to plain old fucking public school.
Mm-hmm.
And I got I don't know where the intelligence went, but it went away now. But I tested pretty well, and I got into this one school, and it was close to the Bronx in New York, and I was there, and they had a big ass music room, and had a fucking great orchestra, had a great jazz program there, and it was there where I started just hanging out after school, you know, and just fucking around on drums, and I joined the the concert band, the marching band. We had some fucking crazy drummers there. I remember that clearly. They were just fucking wild. Never seen shit like that. And I was just like, and that's when I kind of started, back then. I wasn't in any band. I was like in some shitty, like just garage bands.
Yeah.
But I sucked so bad. And I would be like, yo,
Didn't we all though?
No, I was bad. But then I'd like lie on my shit. I'd be like, yo, I'm fucking badass. Watch me fucking do this shit. La 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 la. Watch me play this Guns N' Roses song, whatever the fuck was, was happening then. And then like when they all got together, I was like, what am I supposed to do? So which kind of happens now, but I just didn't have any, idea for a while. And then when I came here, I was right away. I had nothing else to do in Indiana. So I was in all the band programs and stuff, and, so on and so on. And after high school, I was going to school, I was going to some college, and I hooked up. I was going to start going to shows, actually. Started going to like early Emerson shows at the Emerson. 90, blah, 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 back then.
Right, back in the day.
95, around there. And Emerson had a great punk rock scene. And I was in the middle of all that shit. I was, I don't know how you describe me. I know I had like big sideburns and long hair at the time. And I was kind of just like a 90s freak. It's different then. It was just different.
Yeah.
You could be whatever.
I was right there with you.
Yeah, you could be whatever you wanted to be. But what did happen to me was I saw a show there. And it was like some unknown punk band, and they were late showing up. But one of the bands was a touring band that was with them, and it was a band called Buck 09 from Tang Records. And I watched that fucking band play, and I was like, this is it. This is what I want to do.
Yeah. Came
home, fucking shaved my head, pulled up my trousers, and I was like, I'm a rude boy now. This is what I am.
Mm-hmm.
So I chose a path.
Your style.
This is me. This is perfect. And I just heard a lot of cool shit that I liked in there, and I gravitated to. They did a cover of Past the, Going Deep, but it was Musical Youth did a song called Past the Dutchie. You're past the Dutchie to the left one side. That was a big song in MTV back in the day. Musical Youth. It was like small little Jamaican kids.
Back then, I wasn't allowed to listen to secular, so.
Oh, really? Oh, you one of those kids?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Bless you, son.
Under the rock.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
You wouldn't allow you to listen to anything?
Up until like 3rd or 4th grade, I did listen to secular. Well, probably 2nd grade.
It's funny you say secular. Every time you say that, I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah. And then eventually, pretty much right before I moved here, I started picking up on like Led Zeppelin, Green Day, shit like that.
Gotcha.
So
yeah, music was always, my dad had some great records. Give it up to my pops. Chris, you out there? He had some good records.
Yeah, we haven't even looked at the comments or seen what's going on.
Nobody's watching.
We got a few people watching.
What up? Who's out there?
Let's see.
What the fuck is that?
I can't read them from here. It's too far away. Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining the show.
Who's out there?
Who dat? Let's see.
Craig.
Uh-oh.
Thanks for joining the show. Andrea's up in there. Hello, everybody. Mine sucks.
We're
smoking pancake.
Slightly listening.
That's weird. Ourselves. Let me turn that shit down. It's weird. It's kind of meta. I'm listening to myself. And
yeah, it's like, and it's got that delay to it.
It's some weird loop that's happening with my life right now.
So Katie couldn't be here tonight. I think she's got a show that she's writing for or taking photos for or something along those lines. And
nice.
Paulie, he left Jay Clyde's a little bit ago, so he's working, but I think he's going to join us here in a bit. But yeah. But no, yeah, totally under the rock.
Just the two of us.
First time I listened to
you and I.
Yeah, just us, baby.
Are we gonna make out? Is that what's gonna happen?
I mean, we can try. We're like 5 feet away from each other.
You know what?
Yeah. So because of the just being you and I, or initially I thought maybe Craig was gonna be here, but I was like, I'm gonna just sit right in front. Fuck the desk.
I dig it, man. It's a better energy when you're in front of somebody like
absolutely,
this.
for sure.
But you got the power seat though. You're up higher and I'm lower.
Well, you got the comfy seat. My ass is gonna be hurting real soon.
But I noticed what you did there. You got the high ground.
I mean, I go get that nice comfy chair there.
No, you're
but
fine,
I mean,
man.
like leaning back like this. Like,
you're good.
You know what? You should move your mic down a little bit so everybody see your pre-smile.
Oh, no one wants to see that, man.
Just a little bit.
Right there?
Yeah, and you can still hear just fine.
You hear okay?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Okay.
It's just as clean.
Okay.
So, but
perfect. I'm not even plugged in. Look, it's hanging out. There's nothing happening.
That cord's done. Look how it's ran through there. I ain't gonna sit there and take the time to unplug that. So, what was the first band that you like actually started playing like shows and whatnot with?
Shows?
Yeah. Even if it's a backyard shows. Those are the best back in the day. House parties are always great.
I think shows. Yeah, like I mean, and that
doing originals maybe.
Doing originals?
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit! I know in the I think in New York it wasn't. We played like once, and it was for like a high school dance kind of a thing.
Okay.
And yeah, but we played like it was mostly like a hip hop thing where I was like playing drums and they had a guitar player and I think it was the bass player, and then we had a bunch of just like, people jump on the mic and rap over it, so it was more like a hip hop, like 20-minute thing. Okay, so in high school there was a couple jam things, but there was no bands until after high school. And then I got with the first band that I actually played shows and we wrote original shit. This covers the band called Low Key Combo.
Low Key Combo.
Yeah.
All right.
And that's fucking you're going back. And that's
LKC.
LKC, yeah, that's Kokomo. That's back in when this was all happening in Kokomo. There's something weird happening in Kokomo in that period, in like 97 or some shit.
Yeah.
There's a lot of weirdos living there. A lot of bohemians. And they were pretty cool. There was like a lot of energy and a lot of people had little something happening, and we had this really cool little band. And shout out to Greg Manfredi, who I still play with today. Who's also I play with in Harley Poe and a bunch of other stuff too. Innocent Boys, The Operators, but
busy man.
He's been
killer bands.
Yeah, thanks, man. He's first guy I've ever played like in a serious band was with him. And we kind of accumulated in his house. He had some shit he wrote out, and I remember jumping up there and learning how to play a couple of different things. And that was it. And that was like the first kind of stuff. And first couple gigs, I was all like, we played at the I remember this. I remember the first gig that I remember playing, I was nervous as shit. And we played at the IUK auditorium.
Where's this?
In Kokomo. And there's the VHS of it. But we had like a set dressed up. One of our friends, shout out to Shannon Moody. She deals with at that time she still is incredible, all into antiques and decoration and style and all kinds of stuff. She dressed up the set and had these cool little lamps and had like a scene happening. And we played this auditorium thing. And we played like 30 minutes. I think it's on the VHS somewhere.
Hell yeah.
So that was like my first kind of thing. And then we try to branch out. We never could actually physically record anything. It was one of those bands that existed for like 5 years, but didn't like make a fucking LP.
Yeah.
You know, and I think because I take that back. We did have an LP, but nothing like, you know, there's still some shit out there. I think Greg might have some stuff. I think I have some stuff too. But you know, everything was recorded back on DAT tapes, you know, and it's probably still on some DAT tape or some shit. So
hell yeah.
Yeah.
Do you remember like what kind of songs you first started covering when you were like getting started and whatnot?
We weren't really covering like, no, man, this is
It's all OG.
No, I mean, we weren't covering like fucking rock songs. We were more interested in older shit. We were at that time, me especially, I was really interested. I started like, okay, there was the first introduction into that punk ska, early 90s punk ska shit, which is great. You know, I found all these crazy, amazing fucking bands, Op Ivy, you know, fucking, you know, everything on fucking
Epitaph.
Before Epitaph, actually. Before it on Tang Records and shit. Who else put out? Who's putting out shit out there back in those days? Skank and Pickle. Skank and Pickle was a big band for me. So there was like that punk ska stuff, the early 90s stuff. And from that, I started hearing them doing their covers of older stuff. And that just took me back. So I started listening to older music, like the original Jamaican stuff from the 60s and the 70s and stuff. And I really got into all that. And that's when like Trojan started putting out like compilations of all this cool shit in the 70s and 60s. And I ate all that shit up. I ate all that up. So I kind of stopped listening to modern music for a while back then. And we were more interested in like jazz and lounge kind of music and being like more weirder in that kind of aspect than being modern rockers. We didn't want to be rockers. There was enough rockers in the world.
Oh yeah.
So
sure. Especially in the 90s, man.
Yeah, everyone had a fucking cover band. Everyone
like post 80s metal, grunge, fucking new metal coming into the scene.
Yeah.
You got the like what's that genre, like Nine Inch Nails, and Manson.
Yeah, which I loved. I mean, I had those posters in my
hell yeah,
hanging out, and I thought I was like the Dark Prince or whatever the fuck. You know, I loved all that shit. But there was a time when that didn't really matter. I stopped listening. It didn't matter to me anymore. I was like, this is where I want to be at. I love this shit. This shit's fucking cool. I can wear a collared shirt. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let me go to a fucking Goodwill and find a nice old man button-up shirt and some old man slacks. You know, that was like my thing, and it still kind of is, whatever. But that was like my into that. So,
absolutely. So, Circle City Deacons, how did y'all get started? How did that all come about?
That's a Craig question. I think they started in college. I jumped in like 6 years ago. Yeah, about 6. Man, damn, fucking 7 years ago. Shit, it's been a while. But I jumped in. I knew they were around, and I was like, oh. And at the time, I wasn't playing in any ska. I was just in Harley Poe, and I had the Innocent Boys and a couple other things. I was filling in on drums, but they just lost their drummer, and you know, I was kind of bugging a couple of them, like, oh, you guys, you know, you play this shit. Why don't you fucking holler? You know, I give them a look like, holler at me. So finally they did, and you know, we've been playing since. So,
all right.
So yeah. So yeah, it's been good times.
You wanna tell the world about Harley Poe? How that all came about?
How that came about?
Yeah, like OG back story.
OG, that would be Joe started that. Joe had Calibretto 13 and then became Calibretto. And then that became, he started writing songs that were not really in that vein subject where he just grew up, you know, tired of doing this one kind of shit. And he always gravitated towards, even in Calibretto stuff, there was like horror kind of a subtext to it.
Did you go to school, Joe?
No, Joe's like a little younger than I am. We didn't go to school, but we hung out. But he was in a different scene. He was doing like youth group stuff. And we were like the coffee drinkers hanging out at Denny's till 4 a.m.
That was me, bro.
Yeah, bro, right?
Me. Yeah.
Fucking smoking.
My mom still has all the Denny's plates, silverware, and all that shit. Oh, yeah, dude.
We were the Denny weirdos hanging out with the fucking vampires and the goth kids and just drinking coffee all night.
Hell yeah.
smoking cloves.
Yes. Oh my God. You literally stole the words out of my mouth, man. I was about to say that.
Yeah.
Holy shit, man.
Remember you thought you were the coolest shit?
Yeah.
You had fucking cloves.
I'm still not over the fact they made this shit illegal. Like you got the only way you can smoke germs is the cigar.
Really?
Yeah, the cigarettes are illegal. Any flavored cigarette outside of menthol, which they've been trying to ban that too, but whatever. But yeah. Oh yeah. Fuck man. That's dope.
Yeah, so
same shit, man.
Oh yeah, man. I remember the packs were really fancy and like
oh yeah, the square box.
Yeah, real thick and shit. So yeah, so they were like in a different thing. They would come to the Denny's after their fucking youth group shit, and we would look at them like, we're gonna fucking kill you. Because
you're so serious the way you said it to me. I'm like,
no, I mean Joe's right. I don't think Joe's right. But some of the cats I hung with at the time were like, fuck these guys. What the fuck they're doing? They're co-opting our shit. You know, because they were all into, fucking street punk and evil weird shit and whatever the fuck. And they thought this was like, oh, they're because that was big, man. You had some big bands at that time. Like Tooth and Nail they were signed to Tooth and Nail Records. So Tooth and Nail was like a big thing, and that whole MX fucking PX, man. I love fucking MX PX.
That's what got me in punk.
Really?
Yeah.
Christian
music.
Yeah, exactly. So you had that thing, and we're out here in the goody lands and the goody two shoes. So I mean, your religion is your shit, but that was this thing. And they had fucking great they would rent out oh god, what did they have in Kokomo? They would rent out a firehouse, like a community center. They'd have like every year they'd have like Halloween shows, big shows and shit. It was good. You know what? I'm gonna drop some fucking knowledge. There's actually some bands I played there that are still kind of playing. I don't know if they're still playing now.
Like Tooth and Nail?
No, like that would play those Kokomo party, those community center shows. Like Ari, is that a band? I forget. What's that band that
I'll tell you right now. When I think Kokomo, I think Harley Poe, and I think Dwarf Among Midgets.
Yeah, Dwarf Among Midgets. No, they came in later on. Well, if you're talking like before that, oh god, what was the name of that band? And they still kind of played a little bit now, but I think they actually have a different thing. It'll come back to me. Yeah, so that was the thing, and a couple years later, fast forward, I never went to any of that stuff because we're just too busy hanging at Denny's, getting drunk, and I was going to school and whatever I was doing. I think I was playing with Low Key Combo. We had we worked at a bookstore together. That's what it was. We worked at a bookstore together.
Right on.
Years later, Calibrado's kind of on their last kind of a thing, and they're still doing a couple tours here and there. But we worked at a bookstore together, and we started talking about philosophy and religion and things. And I got to know him, and then fast forward a little bit, and their record label that they were on at the time, Standard. One of the main guys, Kevin. Shout out to Kevin Phillips. I went to school with him. He was actually younger than I was, but him and this guy called Mark Latta started a record label called Standard Recording, and they had a lot of bands at that time. The Muncie scene, you're kind of too young, but the whole Muncie scene, like Ari Up, was our name Ari Up? No, Ari and the Ferns. That's what it was. And shout out to so many other bands. I think the Margot Nuclear So-So's had like the first record on them for a minute or some shit. I'm not sure what happened, but and then there was Harley Poe put out a shit. So there was like all these like indie at that time was big, was like all this indie pop beautiful orchestral music. Then you have like this fucking guy screaming in a mic playing acoustic guitar with like a fucking a Mexican gangster in the back playing brushes and shit. So I mean, that's kind of how that kind of happened. And for a long time, it was just him and I just doing little tours here and there. And then Kevin jumped on bass, and then we did that, and so forth and so on. So
and it just grew.
yeah, yeah. He had a little bit of a I mean, because he was known, and because he had a already decent fan base, that kind of grew out of that. But I mean, I remember clearly we'd play like fucking shitty fucking like dingy ass fucking shows, and then we would go play like some fucking youth group shit where we'd get our nut or whatever, and then like skadoodle, steal their fucking holy water and run out. And that was like that was it for a long time. And we just did everything ourselves, DIY all the way. Didn't let anybody do. We still kind of, he runs that shit. That's how you got to do it, man.
Yeah.
Don't anybody fucking come in that shit and take whatever. Fuck that. Nothing signed. Everything's handshaking. Handshaking. So.
Hell yeah. What about the operators, man? How'd that all come about?
The operators, man, you're going. I even take a drink after. There's so much. Who's writing us all these? Who's writing all this down?
Oh, hey, look who's here.
Oh shit. Where you at, man?
Dude, I'm at my house actually, man. I just left Jay Clyde's. How's the audio? I'm trying to figure this out.
Perfect, man.
Is it?
Yeah, it sounds like you're in the room.
All right, good. Well, fucking cheers. Good to see you guys.
Cheers,
man. Yeah, I've had a real interesting day, dude. Lots of shit has went down over at Jay Clyde's today. So.
Oh yeah, you work at Jay Clyde's? You bartend there? What do you do?
No. I'm not bartending there. Just been helping them extend the bar out and turning it into a bigger possible venue for bands to play at and shit.
Oh, I got you.
So, yeah, it's been a real interesting day, but I was basically flying home because I got done. The concrete guys got done at like 6:30, and I'm like, shit. Okay, like I got 30 minutes to get on this podcast. So,
you made it.
I know, dude. I was like doing 110 sometimes during the way home. That's it, dude. That's it.
Hey, that's 74 stretch though, man. Hell yeah.
That's that 110 mark right there.
My top speed, Vinny and I were heading from Shelby Underground Music Festival to the Shipwreck to do an after show because it got rained out or whatever. And I got my Mustang up to 145, 150.
Oh, damn. That's got
no governor. No governor.
No governor in this state, motherfucker. No governor.
No, it was they disconnected that, so I didn't do it. Somebody else did, but I don't know. Whatever. Shit, man. Yeah, my day is pretty wild too. I got to work at like 8-ish, and then I worked for like 40 minutes and went and worked on my fucking truck.
Did you get it going?
Nah.
Damn it.
I was finally able to get the fan clutch off or whatever. And I go to put in this new fucking oh shit. The battery's dying on his camera. Why ain't that charge?
That's not that. It's no bueno.
Yeah, let me fix that.
Yeah, dude. So yesterday actually ended up being pretty interesting too. I realized after I talked to you, I think that was like at 4 p.m. or something. I was messaging with you, and I was like, "Hey, yeah, man, I can definitely come help you with that clutch or whatever." And it'll be like 8 or 9 o'clock. Then I realized that it was April 18th. And we all know what the fuck April 18th is in Indiana. Well, across the country. It's IRS Day, right? So I had filed, business taxes back in March. But I've not had a single moment to really be able to sit down and go through like all of my personal taxes. And it's a fuck ton of receipts to go through and shit. So I basically got home last night at 6 o'clock, and from 6 until 11:58, literally 11:58, I was working on my taxes and finally got them e-filed right at that fucking midnight deadline, dude.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking taxes! I forgot about that.
Not like totally though.
You can still file that shit, man.
This year, yeah, you can still file late. I was just trying to avoid that late fee. This year wasn't as bad as last year. Last year, I ended up owing $4,000 to the IRS and $900 to the state. This year, I only owed $900 to the IRS and $400 to the state. So
nice.
I'm feeling fucking pretty good about that today.
Nice,
it's like a win.
Yeah. So the water pump blew out in my truck, and finally got the water pump out. Go to put it in, and I find out that one of the bolts.
We talking man stuff here? What's happening?
Yeah,
we talking shop?
Yeah, one of the bolts when it broke, and man, one of the bolts broke off inside of the engine block. So
oh damn.
So I got to get an extractor. I got to drill it out basically and get that fucker out of there to get the water pump on.
Oh damn.
Fuck, dude.
Yeah, it's like one thing after fucking another with this. So
yeah, actually, you know what? That's funny you said it, because that's literally what this year has been like for me. It feels like it's like one thing after another.
Yeah,
and for a lot of people around me, ever since like last year was pretty decent, but then January everything kind of like, shit got fucking weird for people.
See, I was like, man, can't believe I got this truck for $1,000 with only 130,000 miles on this engine and this transmission. And then, man,
shit, everything went to shit.
Yeah, crankshaft sensor, camshaft sensor, fucking water pump, fucking basically exploded on 69. I mean, like, I was just trying to get over a lane and went, boo, and something like flew out, which obviously was part of the goddamn water pump.
Damn.
And I don't know. It's been fun.
Yeah.
So tomorrow I'm hoping that I can get that out, get the water pump on, put the new serpentine belt on, and then I have wheels.
Work. So, do some stuff. Get grimy.
Yeah. The thing is, like, it's not expensive. I mean, the water pump was $50. The crank sensor was $30, but the amount of work I missed.
Yeah, it's a bitch to get to the water pump itself.
Oh yeah. I struggled to get that clutch fan off. Yeah. I went to like all these AutoZones, all these Napas, and they're all trying to have me rent this fan clutch kit, and I rented one, and I'm like, this ain't the right size. And this old man that's working at the one in Castleton, he's like, man, why don't you just get the actual thing? I'm like, what do you mean? He pulls out this thing. I'm like, well, hell yeah, give me that. Like, what the fuck? Like, why didn't you just offer me that in the fucking first place? And I get back to my truck. I put that fucker over the bolts, put the goddamn 36 millimeter goddamn wrench, and went, boop, came right off. I'm like, motherfucker. But I'm also doing this out of a church park.
Beauty what the right tools can do for something, man.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Just
sometimes it just takes that old man at the auto parts store.
Yeah, he's not even a manager. He's just like a CSR, and he knows what the fuck he's doing compared to these guys that have no idea.
Yeah, because he's the one that actually got his fucking hands dirty working on his own truck because he can't afford to buy one that doesn't fucking break down.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I usually had like nicer cars, but I was like, I got into like 3 car accidents. None of them were my fault. Like for years. Okay, I had a nice car. Boom, someone smashed into me. Then I got another car. Boom, somebody fucking smashed into me. After that, last nice car, I was like, man, I'm gonna buy it, whatever. And my friend Brittany, she was selling her shit, and I bought it for like nothing. And I probably put about 1,000 into it, and it still runs.
Oh yeah,
and it's a fucking it's like a little apartment with 4 wheels. So
nice.
You know what I mean? So yeah, it does well. So it's been doing really well. So I've been driving now for a while. But I don't know, man. Yeah, I wish I was more. Didn't have to drive so much. That's why I like living in the city.
Yeah, fuck, man.
I like riding my bike. I like doing that kind of stuff. I like being around. But at times, like, I don't like living in the city. I've just lived in the cities for like a majority of my life. So I'm in the position to where it's like, I can see myself like living in some shack out there. You know what I mean? It's like I can see myself doing that. You know, being away from people a little bit and just doing my thing. You know.
Yeah,
So,
my nephew, he bought an RV, like
that's what I'm talking about.
93 RV, and he's like, fuck a job, fuck all this shit, and now he's down in like where is he at? Sedona. He's down in Sedona, and he just like fucking hits the streets and plays his music, and then play like book shows and shit, and just lives out in an RV, man.
That's like my retirement. So that's like what I plan to do or some shit like that. You know,
well,
we don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen, but I mean, there's a lot of good ideas about, you know, just being self-sufficient and just being out there. You know,
sure. Absolutely. You know. I mean, that's what he does. So he stopped through Indy on his way down there, and I was like, "You crazy?" He's like, "I know." Peace. You're like, "All right, bro." But yeah, it's a thing for sure.
Yeah.
So we were talking about the operators. How'd that all come boot?
That would be Brandon. Kind of Brandon and Heath kind of had that together. And once again, I kind of weaseled my way into something.
Oh yeah.
Because like you know, oh, you want to start a fucking ska band out here? You know? Yeah. It's like you gotta see me, you gotta pay the tax or something, you know.
I mean, you guys are killing it, playing great shows. Yeah, and you guys always put on a hell of a fucking show.
Yeah, we do. We have some good stuff happening. And I had a bunch of songs I was sitting on for a while that I was like, here, you can have these songs, guys. Let's work on these songs and let's make something out of it. Brandon had his songs, and I think that's it. That was like the first record right there.
Boom.
And since acquiring everyone else and building on that, like the songwriting it's been really good. We have some great people to work with. So it's more of coordination. It's more everyone working together, and everyone has great ideas. Somebody will have like a whole thing, like, oh, I got all this, but then like, how about we try this out? You know, and the good thing about it is, like, you know, we're all very passionate people, but for the majority, no one has a fucking hissy fit about changing their fucking song around or throwing new ideas, injecting new ideas into their song, which I think is fucking really important. Yeah. Like, you can't be like a fucking diva about your fucking song. If you ask some amazing thing, like some people can, like Joe can be, but even Joe has like, we were able to like inject a couple things here and there. And absolutely. Like, you know, how about we try this? Or like live, we play live and, oh, this sounds cool like this. And, you know, working with people is the whole idea of having a band. You know what I mean? Like creating something together.
Absolutely.
So I love that process right there. Like, you know, if that process goes well, then it's you guys are going to be working together for a while. If you guys can all work together and fucking formulate something, create something, it's like express yourselves, and everyone has their take in it. No one doesn't feel like they're out of the picture and just fucking hanging out.
Right.
Like, oh, I'm just a drummer, whatever. Which there are positions for that. Like, you got to know your role, but, you know, so it kind of started that way. What has it been, like 3 years, 4 years now? The operators? 4 years, something like that?
Pre-pandemic.
Yeah, I'd say 17, 18, 2018, somewhere right in there.
Yeah, I would say that's about right. And yeah, and we've just been kind of keeping, you know, putting the work in, man. Getting with some the cool thing about like like anything else, like we have friends that we've played with, and you have like your peers like in your scene, like, you know, people that you've been following for a long time and going to their shows and watching them put out records and watching them be signed to like record labels and shit like that. So what are you looking at? Like,
comments.
I got a booger.
I mean, you probably do. I can't see it from here, but you know, it is the size of Texas. So Color Me Blind, right?
Color Me Blind. They got that one song, right?
Yeah. So, Cristian, you know, you've kind of dabbled in a few different musical adventures, but what really? So for me, I really love ska. I just fucking love it. Like as soon as the shit comes on, it's like, okay, well, I'm getting up and moving. So but playing in a ska band, what kind of motivated you to sort of get in that direction?
To play that kind of music?
Yeah.
Man, I just fucking fell in love with it, man. I just fell in love with the style. I fell in love with the look. I fell in love with the history, cultural history of it. I fell in love with how you can, and in its pure form, it's soulful and folky and celebration. I always say, like, if you listen to the older stuff, like the 60s stuff, it's celebration music, man. They were like, you had and it's crazy to think like this little island nation like created a bunch of this music, but you pretty much have like a colony, right? An island colony belonging to the crown, like becoming independent, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it was out of that a lot of that music came. It was like fucking celebration. Listen to the older stuff. It's a lot like, yeah, it's like churchy shit. It's like, a lot of fucking call and response.
Even like your carnival music is sort of
Yeah.
that realm
Yeah.
too. You know?
Yeah, so it's all kind of built out of like a celebration thing, but then you got the jazz guys that came in and they started injecting the darker stuff. They started using a lot of like minors, and it just became something else and became entirely something else, and it influenced a lot of people. Like that music transformed, became another kind of music, rock steady, and then to the reggae later on and whatever have you, and then dance hall and everything else that it is now. But like when it hit England, like that's like the whole two-tone thing, the specials and all that craziness, and that stuff that we don't realize, like that stuff was like topping #1 charts. That shit was like Mariah Carey back in the day in the 70s out there. They're selling millions of records when selling records meant something, not like fucking streams where you get pennies.
Right. We don't really realize that, but yeah.
Like
Absolutely.
those, like it was an independent label. Like Two Tone Records was the independent label. It was like one dude and like his friends, and they jumped with like Chrysalis or whoever that was, and they started putting out like other bands, and they fucking like sold millions and millions of records. It's just crazy. So that was the thing, and I didn't know about that till later on. When you start looking back in time and shit, but like that really was just so cool. I was like, that shit is fucking cool. It wasn't like some corporate shit. Some say it got a little corporate in the boom of the whatever it was like 90 whatever, the third wave, whatever that shit was.
Like
when people were like calling Cherry and Papa Daddy ska and shit.
Yeah.
Like, good. It should go fucking. That's the thing. I don't have any issue with any of that shit. Like, good. I'm glad it does, because
Real Big Fish.
Yeah. I don't.
Mighty Boss Tones.
I might not drink from that cup of tea, but it's still tea at the end of the day. You know what I mean? So it's like,
sure. Absolutely.
And everyone else can take a drink. Like I didn't start off liking cool shit. I
certainly didn't.
Only cool. Just that's
no one's that fucking cool. So
I remember when I was a kid, like I don't know what, like my parents were big pop. Like the only cool shit my my dad, like biological father, listened to was like Motown.
Okay.
And I love Motown.
Yeah, man.
Like the whole era. But outside of that, it was all like Madonna, Michael Jordan. I almost said Michael J. Fox. Michael Jordan.
Michael Jackson?
Fucking Jackson. Jesus.
Oh, like Jordan put out a record?
Yeah, totally, man.
Mhm.
One hoop. That's
He
it.
might have.
One hoop and a swoop.
No, he hated rap music.
That was good shit right there. I'm gonna cheers to that one.
Right off.
Let me talk about Madonna, man. Don't be talking about fucking Madonna like that.
The Queen of Pop.
So
is she the Queen of Pop?
I don't
thought
know.
she was something
Like
else.
8, 7, 8, 9.
I don't know. I just remember like being like 8, 9 years old, and every like 8th grader, 9th grader ahead of me came with like fucking wearing lingerie and like the like lace gloves and shit, and I was like,
oh shit.
I was like, ooh.
My
wearing all
poster,
the things.
My favorite Madonna poster of all time is the one where she's walking down the street nude, smoking a cigarette.
Yeah.
Still fucking love that, dude. Like,
yeah, we forget that. Like, she put out a whole book. It's like sex. She's just out there just fucking everybody, Oh, someone just fell.
Oh no! What happened to me?
I did that with my fucking mind because you talk shit about Madonna.
I wasn't even really talking shit. I was just saying that's like what my parents were like into.
Whoa, this is like what? Never mind. I was gonna say something.
Paul
dirty.
Abdul and all the 90s pop.
Yeah, man, 90s pop, man. Shout out to Paul Abdul.
All
and
of
Scat and Scat Cat.
Right.
Whatever the fuck.
Yeah, I mean, kind of speaking about Paula Abdul, I think that she could probably have a place in ska music. Now that
Hey, man, any song could be a ska song, honestly.
Yeah, right.
If you really.
I mean, if you stretch it, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, so you know the band The Slackers, they covered Like a Virgin.
Did they?
Oh yeah, and it's fucking tight. It's like fucking reggae rocks, like a reggae tune. It's good.
Right.
So I mean, yeah, pop music is. We're just talking about pop music and everything. We're talking about like Ace of Base, like.
Oh yeah.
And we're talking about Sweden. How Sweden has produced more fucking pop songs than any other fucking nation in the world. Like everything, everybody's ever fucking put out a song came out of that shit. Like every boy band, even rockers, man, even like, you know, your bigger rock and roll guys use those producers and shit to like make giant fucking $1 billion selling songs and shit. So it's pretty wild.
Gotta love the 90s, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
That's definitely my era.
90s was?
Oh yeah. I went into kindergarten 89, 90.
Okay.
So it was like
Big.
until my parents got divorced, and then I wasn't allowed to watch Simpsons. I wasn't allowed to listen to the radio.
Your house was fucking weird, bro.
Yeah.
I would have been
my parents got divorced, and my biological father was like, the earth is 3,000 years old.
Oh, they were Christian.
He still is. He's wild, man.
Wow, that fascinates me.
He's a crazy man. Yeah.
Well, I mean, to each their own. You know,
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
each their own. But at the same time, bro, really, like,
really.
like that's, you know, like I said, to each his own. But like that whole thought process of just believing this parchment is so like factual is like just blows my mind.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. Like,
blows my mind,
especially like knowing like how many times like the Bible alone has been altered and changed. And shit.
Yeah,
it's just kind of like, come on, man.
Yeah, you do a little research. You got to scratch a little bit. You'll find some shit real quick.
You gotta have faith. You gotta have faith.
You can't.
I guess it kind of depends on how you,
nice one.
on how you right.
What was that?
I said I guess it kind of depends on how you interpret it too, because in one way or another, like the Bible speaks about giants and different things like that. So was that the dinosaurs? You know what I mean? Like but I don't know, man. Like,
no, man, that was the bastard love child of the angels, fucking the women.
Angels.
That's what that shit was.
Aliens.
Right, exactly. Yes, here we go. That's where I wanted to go. I want to talk about Scott. Let's talk about some fucking real shit.
The like book of Ezekiel?
No, the book of Enoch. That's the one. The dude like transforms, became godlike, became Metatron.
Okay. Yeah.
See, I'm like an ex-Catholic school kid. So
yeah.
I'm like
all the girls in school.
Huh? What did I do?
Apparently you fucked all the girls.
Dude, no way. I was a fucking chubby band there. No one liked me in school.
Goody tissue.
Huh?
You're goody tissue.
Yeah, no, yeah.
I held out too. But I held out because I just was too scared of getting chick pregnant or getting an STD or something.
Oh, really? Well, that's a good thing to do.
I waited till I was like 17.
Yeah.
Goody tissue. I mean, I ate some pussy.
Oh, we're trading stories here. I don't know. First,
well, we can go back to the book of Ezekiel. I don't know. I was just saying he's the one that started talking about fucking Catholic school and shit. God damn it! Well, I love how I point at him like he's right there.
Well, I was saying that I went to
Paulie's at the desk.
Yeah, Paulie's fucking always gotta muck it up.
Muck it up.
Trying to do this PG-13, man. Trying to make this shit.
Oh, this shit's MA all day. MA all day.
So yeah, so I kind of relate to that kind of stuff. I mean, nobody in my family was religious except for like one of my aunts or something. But I was like the sacrificial lamb. Like they made me go to the thing because they thought in our culture, like, you know, oh, you don't go to public school, you go to a private school because it's a better school, you know?
I got
Gotcha.
you.
So, and so that I was like Catholic by default, whatever.
Right.
Which that shit is fascinating to me. There's a lot of shit happening there. So I don't have so much Catholic guilt anymore that I carry with me, but it has shaped my being as far as having that Catholic guilt kind of thing.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah.
So
that oh man.
that
I don't
you're-
know. Like
that you're born.
I
you're
just like
born with the
looked
fucking
down.
sin.
I looked down, and this is what I was holding up my my camera.
Oh, Red State. That's a good one, man.
Oh yeah, scared the shit out of me the first time I watched it.
Is that Kevin Smith?
It's Kevin Smith.
Yeah, it's Kevin Smith.
Yeah.
That's like his first go into like horror kind of.
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. And then he went way off and did that. What's that film?
Fucking the best movie ever made in the entire history of the world.
Justin Long is
Tusk.
Tusk. It's just so fucking.
Feeding the motherfucker fish.
I was more laughing throughout that than I was. You know, I don't know. It was wild.
That movie is almost like Human Centipede to me a little bit. You know, it's almost on that kind of realm. Like shocking to be shocking. Which I love. I love those kind of films, though. I mean, to an extent. What was that?
So I do this to refocus my my camera. But
Okay.
Paulie gave me a high five. High five. You want to y'all get on a high five?
Just want to touch it. So, God, I you know, you talk about horror movies. My gosh, fucking, I used to have a pretty good. I still have a good collection. I just haven't dug into my. I put all my DVDs and Blu-rays away. When streaming happened,
What'd you do with it? I mean, like
they're all in my basement,
way.
like in fucking bins.
There you go.
Like sealed bins. Only because, like, you know, it's cool to have this shit there, but I'm not, you know, I want simplicity.
Dude, yeah.
I'm gonna still keep the shit.
right, like
Yeah.
You gotta
you
dust that
need to-
shit. Fucking dust them. You gotta take them
Yeah.
out, and then you start looking. Next, you know, you put in a couple, you know, full moon, you know, fucking Castle Freak or whatever, and you're watching that shit all night, and you ain't doing shit the rest of the day. So that's the thing I got. Joe and I, our love for horror movies, man.
Oh,
I
yeah.
fucking like since jumps, VHS, walking in the fucking store, looking at the fucking boxes and the covers. I was sold. Like, oh, what's this one about? You know.
You know what got me into it? I wasn't allowed to watch them.
That's who, yeah.
So once I shit you not, like the remake of Leatherface. What's that film called?
There's been like 5 of them. The one with Matthew McConaughey, that was great.
Like the remake of that film. For some reason,
Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
yeah, that was literally. So I saw. God, I don't even know if it counts. There was a movie where Keanu Reeves played an attorney, Devil's Advocate.
Devil's Advocate.
I watched that, and
That was
I
like
don't
your first horror.
I don't even know if that counts.
Taboo.
I don't even know if that counts, but
It's more suspense. I mean, you know,
that's how old I was. Like
Sort of
I was
horror,
so old when I was actually. So really, though,
you're like
the-
50.
the actual first horror movie that I watched, that so I watched The Shining when I was in like my freshman year,
Shout out Shining, yeah.
and then that same year I watched,
Which I don't consider Shining a horror movie.
it's
per
really
se.
not, but
it's a
when
ghost
you're
story.
not allowed to watch shit. It was for me. It was like, wow, this is fucking crazy.
yeah, it's like a
Uh,
suspense drama.
And then, but
yeah.
Blair Witch Project,
Okay.
I watched that my freshman year, and I did not know. I did not know. I thought it was real.
Yeah,
I
a
went
lot of
to the
people
website
did.
and everything.
People forget that. A lot of people thought that I had a date. I went to watch that at a movie theater when it first came out. People were fucking freaked out about that
Fuck
movie.
yeah.
Like freaked the fuck out.
I remember
Because there wasn't a thing of there wasn't the handheld shit didn't happen. You know, it was like,
It's like the first of its kind, wasn't it?
I mean, there was handheld in documentaries and this and that, but not like in like, you know, big fucking movies, you know, because that opened big. It wasn't like
Yeah,
you didn't have to go to like an art theater to watch it, art cinema.
15 grand, I think, is what they put into
And,
it.
Yeah. So
Something crazy like that.
Yeah, it scared a lot of people.
I'm fixing to blow your mind, dude. I've never seen that movie.
Well, dude, it's real. It's real. It's not
That
fake.
explains so much.
I may very well be one of like 10 people on the planet that haven't seen it, but I've not.
It explains a lot about your character, sir.
All right. I like
no, I mean, no diss, but
no diss.
yeah,
No diss.
No diss.
But it exploded from there. I'm just like you, man. I'm a big horror fan. I've got tons of like horror.
I remember watching the fucking Howling.
Oh,
and shout out to my mom, because I think my mother, to this day, she doesn't really speak really good English. You know, I'm not American, so Chilean or whatever. But to this, like, she would take us, like the multiplex was just happened before you'd go to like a one movie thing. You have to wait next week for a new showing. You know, that's how the movies used to be.
Mm-hmm.
You know, or you have to go to a different theater to catch the one flick or whatever. Or only certain days they would show that movie, and the next day they would show the other movie.
Kokomo.
No, this is New York. Or
Yeah.
Everywhere was kind of like this before Cineplex. Okay, before multiplex happened. Before you can go fucking to a place and watch 5-10 movies. Used to go to one place and watch one movie.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Because I grew up.
We have it too easy.
Yeah.
You guys have it too fucking easy now. You know what I'm saying? Everything is fucking right, self-gratification right to you. But what made us different, and the Gen Xers and all whoever, is like we didn't have that. You had to look for it. So when the Cineplex, multiplex first came to our little spot in our side of New York, in Sleepy Hollow, Elmsford, wherever the fuck that was, my mother would take us. We should pay for one ticket, and then we would jump to theater. My mother was a pro. Like, we would go to different movies, but you only pay for one. She thought it was like that's how it worked, and we didn't want to correct her. We're like, sure, that's how it worked. So for years, I only saw like partials of movies forever. But I saw The Fly that way. I saw Cronenberg's The Fly in the movie theater, and that's the one my mom used to take me to fucking horror movies all the time. I didn't know what was wrong with her. I thought she was trying to fuck me up, because I went to go see Return of the Living Dead in the movie theater, like in '86 or '87, whatever. And the first time you ever saw like running zombies, and I had to wait in the hallway. I had to wait in the fucking lobby because I was scared shitless, you know, because I thought that shit looked real as fuck to me. So yeah,
kind of like you, man. My mom also really was the one that got me into horror movies.
Yeah.
I can personally thank my mom for at least half of the horror movies that I've seen.
Yeah.
And had she not taken me to the theater to see some of this stuff, or even watch, like Alfred Hitchcock and just different, television programs in the 80s, and recording Jason, and
man, 80s had some good shit. We had the reruns of the Twilight Zone.
Yeah.
We had Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark.
Yeah.
I love that. We had The Dark Side. That one too. There was a lot of shit. And this was just on fucking, it was like just on your local shows. Freddy Krueger had a fucking show. Remember Freddy Krueger had a fucking show. Freddy Krueger's Nightmares. Fucking baller, dude. It was the best time ever, dude. It wasn't even on cable or nothing like that. It was just on your normal.
I was at that right age where Nickelodeon's Are You Afraid of the Dark? I think, is that what it was called?
Yeah, Are You Afraid of the Dark? Goosebumps too. Goosebumps was cool.
Oh yeah.
I read all those books. I had all the R.L. Stein books.
Yeah, R.L. Stein was pretty cool.
But wasn't allowed to watch the movies.
Yeah.
R.L. Stein was the one that actually got me into reading books, period. Because before that, I was just like, this is not for me,
Oh, you know what got me into reading books? The Bible.
Fucking Johnny Mormon over here.
Nah, you know what? Like, I don't know how, but I still have from like second grade. I still have my library book. Like, they had this little booklet, and you would keep track of all the books you would check out. And man, if you looked at this, it's fucked up. It's like aliens, ghosts, whatever. Like,
yeah,
it was all like when I was a little kid, I was into it.
Into
it.
Well, I mean,
about it.
They gave you, so you had your own like record log of books?
They in like Montgomery Elementary. They had you had your own little booklet, and you would write down all the books that you would check out, and you keep track.
And a blog.
Yeah, pretty much. And it would in all the books I would always check out. I would always read stuff about ghosts, UFOs.
Oh yeah, I was on to that shit too.
What's the real something? Those it's like black with red and white, like books.
I was obsessed. I was
I can't remember what they're
obsessed
called.
with the Loch Ness monster forever.
Ah,
As a kid, like obsessed.
God damn it, Loch Ness monster.
Nessie, like just
I
fucking.
told you I can't give you no tree video.
I was just reading everything to do with Nessie all together, like fucking. They
I
had,
was
like,
into all that.
I was into all that shit.
I've always been.
Yeah,
I've
man.
always been into it.
Boys, like it's just fun, you know. It's good stuff.
Hell yeah.
It strokes the imagination, makes you feel tingly, and
I wonder where are we at in time? What is that? An hour? It's so far away.
Hour and 5
what happened?
minutes.
It's time to go.
No,
Oh.
no.
Nah, you ain't that lucky, bro.
I hate busting out into the supernatural so early, but
He says I was a cryptid kid. Yeah. You know what else it was? I mean, not to like talk about like where people grow up and shit, but like I when my parents got divorced, my dad stayed in the Bronx. My mom moved to, at the time was called North Tarrytown, and this was along the Hudson River Valley. So about like 45 minutes away from like downtown Manhattan. And later on, they renamed it Sleepy Hollow, but it is like the fucking Sleepy Hollow. Like our middle school was like Washington Urban, like our high school was like the Headless Horseman. Motherfucker runs on the fucking football field with like, you know, Headless Horseman on a fucking horse. And the fucking graveyard, which is like acres and acres and shit, dude. And like 1500s, because the first Dutch people came there. The first Dutch settlers came and chilled out there. You know what I'm saying? And that's who was first up there, way before we were even thought to be a country. And that shit got my fire stoked into all that shit, because I was like, the fucking graveyard was like right down the fucking block, and that shit was scary as fuck. And the whole Headless Horseman shit was like, yo, that shit is real. This shit is real. Like, we would fucking dare each other. I dare you to go fucking go at night into the cemetery and hang out, and we're gonna tie you to the tree in the cemetery, and you have to wait here. Like that kind of shit.
Yeah.
You know, we were you know, and Halloween for us was huge. I mean, did you guys throw eggs at Halloween? Did you guys used to have battles?
Yes, absolutely.
Used to like fight, like, you know, throw eggs at anyone that was walking by you at any time.
Yeah, at cars driving by and everything, dude. Yeah,
dude, right? Like you can't commit that kind of mayhem anymore. The fucking you'll upset everyone. But we would fucking have fucking wars. Just fucking, there was no eggs for weeks at any fucking bodega. They was gone.
Well,
we would literally just be fucking, you know. So
I'm definitely one of those people that got paid back for my adolescent crimes, if you will. So when I was about 25 or so, you know, I parked my car out on the street, and I came out one morning and it was fucking covered in, someone had egged my car. So, I mean, dude, it does, you know, it's just like, oh, okay. Well, I mean, I couldn't be mad about it, you know, because, well, I mean, I egged houses, I egged cars driving down the road, I egged people.
Yeah.
You know, so whatever. You know.
Good days.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. You can destroy property in
away with
way. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, that was the thing, and I think that's what also kind of stoked the fire into, you know, liking that kind of shit, you know, evil shit to this day, you know. So,
you ever had any real life experiences?
Ooh. Yeah.
Let's hear about it. Hey, Paulie, do you have control of the show? Do you have the ability to show comments and all that?
Yeah, I do.
Not that I'm asking you to. You don't have to. I was a cryptic kid that said he's Slayer.
That's what I said. He said that he was a cryptic kid. I thought he meant like I was a cryptic kid. Yeah, I was a cryptic kid.
So why don't you put the camera on Christian? Let him tell his story.
Camera is on me, isn't it?
Nah, we're going.
Well,
what am I gonna? You gonna turn the lights down? Whoa, zoom in.
Yeah, you should. Yeah, pull that down a little bit. Let everybody see that face.
I don't have what story you want me to tell? Like some real shit that happened?
Some real shit. I'm excited. I'm gonna get some popcorn. I'll be right back.
Some real shit.
Well, while Shep is gone, I'll listen to you.
I'm joking. I ain't gonna get no goddamn popcorn, man. Come on, man.
I guess the real shit would have to be like religious based.
That's the best.
That's
real.
the real shit.
Yeah.
Because okay, it comes from this. It comes from as a young kid watching The Exorcist, right?
Mhm.
And then asking the fucking priests at my school who teaches like math or whatever the fuck, was like, is this shit real? And he's like, yes, it is. And I'm like, you mean that could happen to you? He's like, if you're not fucking careful, I can't. So I'm like, so that's a real, like, I can be at any moment, I could be possessed by demons and my shit will fuck up and I start whatever. Like the power of Satan is a real thing and it's out there. We must protect ourselves. So I'm like, oh shit. So like that was the biggest fucking fear I had for like a long time.
Yeah.
You know, I would
real,
get like
especially as
medallions.
a
Like I would
kid.
take my mother's crucifixes and medallions and wear, like I was like trying to fight vampires and shit. Like that was the scariest shit I could ever think about. I've seen like whatever, but that to me was the scariest shit. The shit that religion could put inside of you. And to me, that was fucking horrifying. That was fucking scary as fuck.
I buy that.
Yeah.
I buy that for $100. Right?
Yeah, that's the scariest shit because that would kind of fuck with me psychologically. Like I thought this shit was real for a long fucking time.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, it's real as real as you can make it to be real. Not saying that there's no other dark forces. I mean, I think the darkest force is ourselves. So like, not saying there's things that are in this invisible world, that mythical world that we can't. When we die, we'll be part of this hierarchy. You know, who the fuck knows? But I will say that put the biggest fear in my shit. Like I've been in scary places. I've been in some seedy shit, but like that was like that till this day, I think back about it. Like it doesn't affect me like it did, but it did definitely kind of like affected my outcome of certain things in life, you know? So
Absolutely. Have you ever had any like paranormal experiences?
yeah, I've had some weird things. I've seen like, I don't know if I've seen like statues move. I've seen things appear. Most recently, my daughter and I went to a tour at in Louisville, Kentucky, at the sanitarium. At oh shit, what's the name of that place? I'm gonna miss. They're listening. Throw me some free tickets. Geez, I'm gonna have to look it up now.
Is it in Kentucky?
It's in Louisville.
Yeah.
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 So there's
what you're talking about.
a sanitarium up there.
Waverly Hills.
Waverly
Some-
Hills. There it is. So Waverly Hills. So it's like I was like, yo, I've been wanting to go to Waverly Hills forever. So finally we got a chance to go. And you know, this is what I do to my poor children. I feel so bad for them. But I told my daughter, I was like, at the time she was like 14 or 15, and I was like, hey, let's just go for the hour because I don't want to freak you out too much. She's like, no, we're gonna go for the fucking 4-hour night one. I'm like,
Yes.
my child. And so we booked like a 4-hour fucking night tour.
Oh,
And
yeah. That's dope.
that was fucking dope. And it was some heavy vibes. You know, you walk in a place, if I don't care what
You can
happens,
feel it.
there's
That
some
energy,
vibes.
That energy. Yeah.
When there's a lot of vibes and a lot of stuff has happened, there's vibes. I don't give a shit what you believe in, but to me, I think that's a real thing.
Mhm.
Like,
it is real. I'm
whether
telling you, it's real.
It's real. Whether something pops up in the back of your neck or whatever, you feel something like some shit went down here, you know?
I'll tell you what, man. In my lifetime, I've had a lot of friends, and I've been to many places, many people's houses, and I never once have ever thought to myself, like walking into a place, like, oh, this, whatever. I didn't have a pre-thought, but there are times in my life where I've walked into somebody's home, and I just immediately felt it, like something's up. And every single time, it's like, poof, nailed it. I sensed it. I think the biggest one in my life that I've ever experienced, the first time I visited my sister's new house in Tiffin, which is not a new house. It was like 150 years old or some shit like that. I would walked in. I was like, what's going on? Like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
I could feel it. I could just feel it. Like, is this place haunted? Like, what's going on?
So do you believe,
sure enough,
do you believe in haunts, that kind of the haunting thing?
Yeah, pretty much.
Like their spirits lingering.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to really say if it's actually like what people would consider ghosts or who knows the actual truth to it, like
Mm.
whether it's our soul or our spirit that is left behind, or maybe it's just a different dimension or something.
Yeah, I
along those
like the
lines.
dimension thing. Of all the things I've ever heard, I like the idea of a dimensional thing.
I like to bring science into it a little bit.
Yeah, I do too. I do
Yeah.
too. Honestly, I enjoy the fucking idea of in the back of my head. I close my eyes and I see this fucking demon spirit coming to fucking gouge my fucking entrails out. But at the same time, I'm like, no, it's probably not real.
I'll tell you right now, like I just like you, I have thousands of fucking like movies and DVDs, Blu-rays of like horror movies, and I've seen so many of them, and I have a great collection. But I'll tell you right now, every single time a film comes out and it's an exorcism or it's related to the church, I'm just like, that's for me.
Oh yeah,
that's my shit.
Those don't do anything to me anymore.
I'm not saying that none of them do anything to me.
No.
Like the first time I watched Lights Out, I don't know if y'all seen it, but
Lights Out, is that the one with the?
Yeah, I've definitely watched it.
The old man.
Bronson.
Basically, like this kid is having nightmares, basically because when the lights are out, there's this like entity that appears.
Oh,
when the lights are on,
okay,
it's fine. And his sister ends up, his older sister, much older, takes him to her place because he's not getting any sleep and he's missing school and he's not doing well in school. But long story short, I watched that movie and the person I watched it with didn't sleep for like 4 or 5 days. And most people that have seen that film, they get freaked the fuck out, you know, like they cannot sleep after seeing the movie because it's scary as fuck. It didn't fuck with me at all.
Yeah.
But personally, I just love, like, if it has anything to do with the occult or fucking religion at all, I just love it.
Yeah.
It's my favorite shit, especially exorcism.
Those movies don't fuck with me too much. The movie that kind of made me feel had an impact on me, like, oh, I feel fucking dirty. Like, what the fuck did I do to myself? Was a Serbian film. The last film that did that to me was that movie. And is Brittany watching? No, she's not. But shout out to Brittany if she was. McWhorter or Brittany Joe. Because we watched that all together. It was a weird thing. We, after a show or something happened, we went to Joe's house, and Joe's like, "Oh, I got the Serbian film," and like in his house of horrors, you know, because he's got everything he's ever had, like everywhere in full display. Monsters are creeping, gremlins and shit are all hanging out.
Hell yeah!
And seriously, and we go, and he puts in the Serbian film, and we just sat there after it was done. And we're like, I can't look at any of you guys in the fucking face right now. Like, I want to take a shower, but I want to take a shower that's never going to clean myself because it was just shock for shock value. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't see. Yeah, I mean, movies still have like that kind of certain movies have it. Like, I love all like Hereditary, all those movies that came out are fucking great. All the newer shit has been pretty cool. Yeah, that shit is like I love that. You know, I think they take a page out of like.
Man, I went and saw that motherfucker in theater. And when I left, I was like so excited. I'm like, oh my god, there's so much there.
Yeah,
and it was like, I can't wait to see it again.
Yeah,
I loved Hereditary.
Yeah, Hereditary was good.
It was.
But I mean, I like just fun schlocky gore shit. I love that shit. That's my, I love practical. I love practical effects. If I see less CGI, the better.
You seen Cocaine Bear yet?
No, actually, that's one I did not get a chance to see. I just saw Renfield this last weekend.
I have not seen it.
It's good.
I'm looking forward to it.
It's good.
Oh,
it's fun.
Man.
It's fun. It's a fun little thing with gore and people being dismembered. You know, that's, to me, that's fun. That's a good time. Everyone bring the family.
There's I don't want to like tell too much, but I watched this Cocaine Bear, and there's this part where somebody's tossing cocaine out to the bear, and you see the mist of cocaine like going through the air, and the bear's like, just like, I'm like, man, I don't know, it's pretty funny. It's funny.
Like, I definitely intend on watching that one.
It's on Peacock, I think, right now. So.
Oh, is it out on Peacock?
Oh yeah.
Okay,
I
good.
actually watched it twice because I thought it was hysterical.
So we watched From the weekend before last. That's actually a really interesting movie too.
Yeah,
the weekend before last.
No, From.
That's on one of my movies I need to watch too.
From.
Yeah, it's called From. Yeah. You should watch it, Shep. You'll like it.
Okay. Do you know where I can stream it?
If I'm mistaken, it was oh shit. Hold on. What's that? What's that one that's not Amazon Prime?
That's not Amazon. I don't know, maybe like 50.
Yeah. No, it's not Hulu, it's not Amazon, it's not Netflix, it's the other one.
It's not Peacock.
It's not Peacock.
Netflix, Hulu, Shudder.
Shudder is good.
Yeah, it's gotta have Shudder.
Yeah, I gotta have Shudder. Damn it. No,
I'm
sorry.
not seeing this. Oh wait, there it is.
From
Epics.
it's definitely worth watching. You should definitely watch it. It's good. You'll enjoy it.
Is it a series? Yeah, it's a season. Just a series. I don't know. Maybe I'm looking at the wrong thing. It sure is different not sitting behind the desk. Oh shit.
Hey, Midnight. She's not happy.
So yeah, that's, I mean, as far as like real thing, what I was gonna say about Waverly Hill Mansion was that we went to this and there was definitely some vibes there. But the funny part about that is every time tour guide was like, oh yeah, this nurse, she killed the patient, she hung herself right there. And I'll like me and my daughter standing like right above it. Or like every time like she's pointing out to his actual historical thing that occurred, like we're standing right in the spot where it happened. Every fucking time. Like because there's like the nurse like committed suicide because she had an affair with the doctor there. And she had like a botched abortion or some shit. And she like committed suicide. I mean, that's a real thing. Because at that mansion, Waverly Mansion thing, like doctors and nurses, like when you there, you live there, you stay there. That's where what people used to call consumption or tuberculosis. Before there was a fucking shot for it, like you caught it, you'd fucking die. Yeah. So they used to take you up there to the sanitarium, separate you from society because you can't get people sick, and we went like during the pandemic, which is very suiting to what was happening with the real world. Everyone's separating themselves.
How many people are in your group?
There was a lot of people.
We had when we went, it was like there was probably like 25 or 30 people that was strolling through the area with us.
Yeah, there was about like 10 or 15. But I mean, it wasn't that big. It was pretty decent size, but it was perfect because now everybody was stepping on each other's toes and shit. But yeah. So when you got consumption or that shit, like the theory was it put you at this place, and the theory was like fresh air, lots of wind and a lot of fresh air and sunlight would help stay away some of the symptoms. Was the idea before they had fucking penicillin. God. Get more sun, you'll be all right.
Right. Just put some sunlight.
Put some sunlight on that kid.
Yeah.
He's all right. Oh, he's coughing up blood. That's all right. Give him some fresh air. He's okay. He'll be all right.
Right.
Good to go.
He's good to go. So, I mean, they had literally did you remember those? They had like those sunlight reflecting rooms because there was no UV lights they knew of, so they just knew that sunlight would help you out. I think because it was vitamin D or whatever. So they would literally put you in this room surrounded by mirrors, and you'd be just injected with sunlight for like an hour or some shit. Walk away with a wicked tan, but still coughing up blood.
Yeah, when I went, it was like the top half of the building didn't have any windows.
Yeah, yeah, and that's not because it's got fucked up, because they literally built it that way.
Right.
Like these giant fucking. It's very fucking.
God, I gotta go,
dude. You should go. It's very fucking creepy as fuck, dude. The shoot. Let's just talk about the shoot. All right, the shoot. So when you died in that motherfucker.
Right?
When you died in that motherfucker, they didn't want you. They didn't parade people around when you died because they didn't want to bring everybody's feelings down. Even back then, we worried about feelings and shit. So they put you in a fucking chute. They shoot you down to the morgue, and then from the morgue, they'd carry you down to this other fucking like a 45-degree fucking incline, concrete tunnel that shot you out to the like a guard, like a courtyard. You want to talk about vibes, bro? That's where I felt the most fucking vibes. That was some real shit. I was like, oh yeah, people, I could smell death. You can tell people have died, and you know, that's a real thing.
Yeah, I guess if we're going to talk about vibes that I got off of that place, like it was third floor or whatever, and it was the room where like one of the patients like hung themselves or something.
It was a nurse.
Yeah, it was a nurse.
Yeah, that's what I was just talking about. Yeah, that nurse.
Yeah. That was. I actually really picked up some shit right there.
Yeah,
I could feel it.
Yeah, no, it was some serious shit, man. It was some. What are you gonna do? Thousands of people have died, and you know what I'm saying? It's like, what the hell?
Right. You guys ever been to Crybaby Bridge?
Is that in Avon?
Well, there's like 25 of them, but just
I was about to say Avon's got a lot of
bad joke.
Oh,
there's like literally, I have a book called Haunted Places in Indiana.
Yeah.
And there's like,
I'm familiar with that book actually.
Fuck, man. Mm-hmm. So many.
I think it's called Haunted Indiana.
Haunted, yeah.
It is.
Yeah. I got like a couple copies of that. Yeah. I've been to a lot of the spots there.
So have I. When I was in my early 20s, my friends and I, we'd all just go to that book and then figure out how to get there and just go check the shit out.
There's a lot of shit that's really close by, actually, to my house, which is kind of fucked up. On the west side, just right down the street on fucking Tibbs. There's not on Tibbs. What street is that? Yeah, it is on Tibbs. There's what used to be the house or the insane asylum for the hospital for the criminally insane.
I'm trying to think of the name of it.
No, on Washington Street is the one you're talking about, right? On the west side, near west side,
near west side, but it's it's not on Tibbs. No, you're right. It's not on Tibbs, but it's on Washington. Right? Yeah, on Washington.
Yeah. Fuck, I can't think of the name of it, but I know what you're talking about.
It is the hospital. It was a hospital for the criminally insane.
Yes.
And now it's like part of the hospital is tore down, but other parts of it is still they remodeled it, and now it's like co-op sharing apartments. And like those, I looked at an apartment there one time, and I was like, "This is the fucking thing." I was like, "This," and I was like, "You guys see a lot of shit?" Like, "Fuck yeah, we do." And that place is fucked up. Now there's like parts of it that are still there, and there's actually a museum there for museum of, I think, medical equipment there or some shit like that.
Yeah, like medical science or something.
Medical science. It's still part of that. And across street though is the cemetery where they buried a lot of the fucking criminally insane people, and like a lot of unmarked graves are there. And
so in that area, when you drive through during the summer at nighttime,
it's
like
vibes,
it's foggy as fuck,
right, bro. It's real shit. But I worked for a funeral home. It was like 8-9 years ago, and a local funeral home, low cost funeral home.
Save that money. Save that money.
$8.99, baby.
Yeah.
$8.99. Got you taken care of. I got you. Medicare will cover some of the costs. Give me a check for $2,000. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, $8.99, bro. When that shit was fucking sad, but that's the shit, man. That's the real shit. Fucking younglings dying in bathrooms and shit. Doing a hot, whatever the fuck they were doing, some dosing out, whatever the fuck, drugs.
Fentanyl.
Yeah, it was like early fentanyl and some other shit. I forget what it was.
Probably crack.
No, you can't die from crack, can you?
Can you?
Why we look at Paul? Can you?
Dr. Paulie Burns.
I mean, you can
MD.
You could probably have a fucking
burns, baby.
Huh?
Crack burns.
You could probably have some fucking wicked reaction to crack, but
have you ever done it?
It is derived from cocaine. So
cocaine.
Cocaine. Have you ever done LSD?
Who's watching this right now?
Polly. Oh, there's me. You.
Everyone's on LSD. Yeah, of course.
I was just trying to bust out into it because we started talking about drugs. I figured.
Well, no, what I was gonna say is some of the so okay, here's a little historical fact. So if you die, right, and you get cremated,
I will never die. I'll live forever.
The way you're smoking and drinking, I don't think you'll. That's true. Sorry to put that out there.
I'm gonna come back as a cat.
Paul's gonna pet you.
You're definitely, yeah, right. You're definitely a pussy, Shep. I'll give you that.
Hey, you are what you eat, bitch.
Tit for tat.
Tit for tat.
But when you die, if no one claims you for 10 years, after 10 years, you can be disposed. Okay. So so I found out about all the cremation laws and rules and regulations.
What did you do there? What was your job?
I started off doing marketing, and
if you're gonna die, you should die.
Go on now. Go on now.
Fucking real life Beetlejuice right here.
Huh?
Real life Beetlejuice.
$8.99.99. Get you right in. I'm gonna get you right in.
That's great.
Young one, your family died unexpectedly. Don't worry.
We got you.
I'm not gonna name the place because whatever. But yeah, I started doing marketing and shit, and trying to market that shit. And then we had these things called pre-plans, where you make up, you make all your shit, so your family has to deal with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you do all your planning, which is smart.
Yeah.
Not
like those little bracelets they make now that say just throw me out.
Yeah. So you can fucking layaway. You put layaway on your fucking on your casket.
People do it.
Hey, it's smart, baby.
That way your family doesn't
away.
have to fucking worry about
Don't gotta worry about it. But part of the shit I had to do was call these fucking families we serviced like a year later. We took care of your Uncle Bill, and I'm out here calling you, trying to sell that shit. So wasn't that great at that. But I end up, and since it was kind of mom and pop funeral home, I ended up wearing many hats there. And one of the hats I got really into was pickup. So we'd go and pick up the deceased in different locations.
So you were in charge of that.
I wouldn't say in charge. I'll say I was the funeral director was in charge. He's the main guy, but I would assist with all that.
It's crazy.
And pick up, people that were in there for a while.
What's the wildest thing you've seen
there?
Yeah.
The wildest thing I had to do was take off Granny's rings off her fucking cold dead fingers.
Yeah.
Without trying to break them.
Ugh.
She's dead a while.
How many days?
About a week.
Oof.
Week and a half. But you get that old and shit. Like Granny lived a long life, but we're picture this. You're in the office. You making arrangements. The family's fucking fucking crocodile tears. And they turn around and say, Did they bring her rings out? Grandpa had these heirlooms. Now, as a funeral director, that's fucking whoop, 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 whoop. That's red alert, because we don't want nothing. When you come to us from the hospital or from the nursing home, all your shit is supposed to be off you, and you come, all that shit's in a bag that you give to the family.
Yeah.
You don't come with that shit on you, because that's not good.
Nah.
We can get in trouble.
It's conflict of interest.
Well, it's some laws, and we just don't want to be in that position.
Right.
You don't want to be in the position where you're arguing with the family about where her shit is at. That's really what's up. You don't want to be like, I don't know. Did she came here with, what I'm saying? We don't want to be that. So he looks at me and he's like, gives you that look like, and I'm like, oh, fuck.
Oh, man. Yeah.
So I know what he meant. I had to go in there, and everyone else is off on runs. So I'm not the only person there. I have to run in there to the fucking meat locker. First of all, we all smell like ham when we go.
Nice.
We smell like turkey and ham. that's been sitting out for a little bit. You know what I mean? That nice smelly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Pungent. Uh-huh.
Just not too heavy, but just enough.
Yeah.
So I run in there, and she's like, you know, and you gotta be like,
yeah.
And them shits were not coming off, bro. Them shits. She had a fucking.
Did you get you a stick of butter?
Huh?
Did you get you a stick of butter?
No, I got. We make this jelly shit. You don't put no food stuff. There's like petroleum and shit. But you can. The last resort is you gotta fucking put a string and try to string between it. Luckily, I got them off, but after I'm like crying and having a fucking existential fucking fit in there because that shit was like.
I can't imagine, man.
That was pretty hard. I didn't want to work there after that day.
Yeah, I bet, man. I've never dealt with anything like that, and I can't really even see myself having.
Yeah, but death is just
like that.
Death is just death, man.
Yeah,
death is just part of us, man.
But still, just to have to like,
it is what it is.
Yeah,
it's gonna happen.
I feel like I could do it if if I was gonna go in and do it as a job. I think I could, like, literally be around dead bodies all the time. That's okay. But it would take a little bit of fucking like, all right, adjustment period. But I could definitely like, all right, this person's dead. It is what it is. You know what I mean? Like, let's fucking do the thing.
I mean, at the end of the day, you're providing like a service.
Yeah.
Right. So you're doing a communal service. You're an important part of stuff. There's laws and regulations that it's not a for-profit thing. It used to be like, you could jack up prices, but now there's like a national price kind of check.
Put a cap on it.
Yeah, put a cap on shit. Not saying shit's not expensive, but shit can be expensive.
It could be a lot more expensive.
There was a guy, you can get a lot of fucking trouble. There was a guy out in Tipton. You guys know where that's at, right?
Yeah. It's just north of Carmel.
Yeah. That was like a generational funeral home director. That means like his family's been doing it for fucking ever, And he got in a lot of trouble. Come to find out, he wasn't disposing the bodies like he said he was.
No. What was he doing?
What was he doing?
What was he doing?
You guys didn't hear about this?
No.
This is true shit. He wasn't disposing the bodies like he said he was. He was literally fucking just stockpiling them in the back. He wasn't
So what did he do? Like stuff them with E-bomb fluid and like stockpile them? Or?
He wasn't even doing that, bro. He was just letting them sit in the back and saying he did all the services and provide all these services and wasn't doing it. So some of the families got kind of wise and started calling the cops and shit. So they came in there, busted his ass for like embezzlement because he was taking people's money and not performing the service.
Mm-hmm.
And he got arrested and he got bailed out and he went back to his funeral home and he fucking shot himself right there in the funeral home.
Damn.
And it's right in fucking Tipton. So after this, we're gonna go up there. I'm gonna go hang out. Have a little seance. Put that on your fucking podcast.
Yeah, we got some Ouija board. We got it too.
But so funeral directors are weird. I mean, every funeral director I met has been odd in a way. Not just like odd because I'm spooky. Look at me. I wear coffins on my shirt. No, like you're fucking like
right. They hang out with dead bodies all day.
Yeah, you're fucking weird. You're just a different breed. And shout out to all the funeral directors that are out there that I know. I know a few actually.
I've heard that funeral homes have started like almost Ubering out the transportation of the dead bodies, like from
remains.
Yeah, from
like whole bodies or like cremated ashes.
Whole bodies. So basically, like you have your own hearse, and that's your business is driving bodies, essentially.
Oh yeah, no, that's been going on forever. Like there's people that that's the shit that I wanted. I wanted to be the pickup guy. I like doing that. That was okay. Like going and picking up remains.
Right. Just imagine it's a bag of money and not a dead body.
There's no way to imagine it's not what it is.
I know.
I had to drive.
My jokes are not on point tonight.
I had to drive. No, it's fine. What I'm saying is like you can't be like, oh yeah, this is something else. No, it's a motherfucking body.
Yeah.
I had to drive to where's the cop fucking university at over here on the west? Is that Anderson? Where the fuck where all the cops go to school at out here?
I know there's one
Danville?
at like 16th and Post.
No, on the is it west side, Danville or Daleville, whatever.
Sure.
It's wherever Brandon got busted at. But anyway,
Danville is definitely a spot.
yeah,
West of Avon.
yeah, that's where it's at. Yeah. It's like fucking Copland, right? Worse than Lapel. But anyway,
all three cops.
So yeah. Hey, he was waiting for me as soon as I got off the highway.
Oh yeah. They got nothing better to do.
Yeah. So I heard stories, bro. That's the thing.
Yeah.
So out there to go pick up somebody up, and this was the guy that got like fucking blown the fuck up. I don't know what happened to him. And his bag wasn't quite open or wasn't quite shut. So I just fucking in the van with him and just like looking back every 2 minutes and seeing like carcass and shit. It's just weird, man. But the thing is when you die, you know you're dead. It's not like the movies where like, it's like, no, there's no fucking life in you. You know, you're done. There's nothing there. You don't even look human anymore. You look like something else.
Yeah.
You know, like you're definitely dead. There's nothing in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing in there. So anyway, how about those Mets?
So we should probably take a second to do the commercial break. Paul, can you handle that?
Oh, sure. Yeah, I can probably
figure it out from here. But if you're right there at a computer.
Yeah, I am. You'll have to give me a second, but yeah, I can definitely handle it. Keep going and
videos.
All right, so
yeah, there a video from our sponsors at Punk Rock Night who are
shout out Punk Rock Night
doing a show tomorrow night 4:20 at the Melody Inn.
It's be a good night, man.
Hanging out, Circle City Deacons.
We got a lot of new songs.
Hell yeah,
we've been working on a lot of we've always been working on songs, but like we've recently been a lot inspired. Craig's been really writing inspired, and he's a lot of cool stuff's happening.
Oh yeah, Hexley's playing tomorrow as well, and the fucking fill-ins.
Yep,
it's gonna be a fun
Scummies,
one.
right? Scummies band.
Yep,
Scummies and
Target Acquired.
Yeah, and who's what's name's on bass or whatever, playing guitar.
Shane. Yeah,
shout out Shane.
Doing the 2-piece tomorrow.
Cool.
Hell yeah.
And what's the other band?
Hexley.
What are they like? They like pop punk, I heard.
I have not seen them.
Oh, you haven't? Oh, so this is like a blind book. This is like so what happened? So let's talk about what happened to all the bands.
So okay.
Because there's been like 5 lineups, right? No, I want to hear it. Spill the fucking tea. You got me talking about shit.
The Wee Beasties, they a couple of the members got COVID.
But what does that mean now anyway? What does that really mean?
I don't know, but they can't play the show. And
everyone gets COVID now.
Something came up with Ramathorn, so they weren't able to play. So the fucking fill-ins are filling in.
Gotcha.
So yeah, just switcheroos. So
it happens.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's gonna be fun.
We were able to have some bands that could actually pick up the show because it is a holiday.
So. It is.
Yeah.
420.
Why can't imagine if it was legal?
I mean, we've been doing nothing but smoking blunts all night, right?
I'm thinking to go get me some marijuanas as soon as we watch this, sponsored video from Punk Rock Night.
You got it?
Yep, I'm ready. You guys? All right, here we go.
Looking for something to do Saturday night? Do you like punk rock? Well, look no further. Every Saturday night is Punk Rock Night at the Melody Inn. The best local, regional, and touring acts hit the stage every Saturday for an amazing time. Check punkrocknight.com for details or follow us on all the social medias to get weekly updates on what's going on. Doors are 8 p.m. Shows start at 9 p.m. It's a bar, folks, so you have to be at least 21 to join in on the fun. And hey, there's free parking. Plus, every Thursday we present the PRN Live Feed Show, where we talk about last week's show, preview this week's show, and announce all the big things we have coming up. Punk Rock Night, a proud sponsor of Chopped Liver.
Hey, we're back.
Hey. I was able to go grab the weed. That's
Hey,
fine.
there you go.
The only bitch of it is I'm gonna sit here and roll this doobie, but
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure that I have a fucking lighter down here.
Here, dude, you can borrow mine.
All right, cool. Thanks, man.
Just take it. There you go.
Yeah, cool.
Very well timed. Mm-hmm.
So
Liver.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with that commercial. So
yeah, Rich did a good job.
Yeah, he really did. I think he used a combination of photo and video footage, which was really, really made the whole thing creative and pretty cool. And what I'm really excited about is the fact that I know that he used an Apple something or other to do it, and I have madly fallen in love with fucking Mac products all of a sudden. Like,
hell yeah,
it's like stupid. Like I'm an Android fan, no doubt about it, and I always have been. But when I was a Weebot child, we created our first dinosaur on the fucking Apple computer at fucking grade school, right? So anyway, I've kind of gotten used to this, or I'm still actually learning how to use this MacBook, and but I do fucking love it. It's very smart.
Yeah, makes everything pretty easy.
Yeah. So, and I ain't even fucking touched the iceberg with it. So I'm kind of looking forward to some of the creative shit that I can do with it. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Yeah, they are definitely made for artistic values in many ways. So for sure. Yeah. I prefer them, especially for what we're doing, because look at these cameras. Yeah.
Right.
Look at that.
Right.
So
yeah. Well, that fucking 200 and whatever dollar Rode mic that I just bought like a month ago, I'm not even using that right now.
Oh, you're just using the mic on the laptop?
Yeah.
Nice.
Do
you have ears in?
Nope.
How are you listening? How what?
I'm just listening through the speakers on the fucking Mac.
Surprised there's no feedback. Nice work there, StreamYard.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, that's why we're paying big bucks.
Big dollars.
I really was. I was trying to figure out like how to fucking have both of those, but this you said it sounded good, so I'm like,
yeah, it sounds like you're in the room, man.
Yeah, man, you sound good. Sounds like you're right next to me.
Wouldn't be able to pull that off if you were here though. Like if that laptop.
No, I'd have to mute all that and put the headbuds in.
Absolutely, yeah, for sure. I'm about ready for some protein.
I got some right here. Hold on.
Fuck off. Oh, God. Fucking fuck.
It's probably yellow.
Pus filled.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. So what's your favorite instrument, Cristian?
Right now it's just drums, percussion.
Yeah.
Yeah. I play a little bit of everything, but I'm not a wheedler on guitar. I can write songs on guitar, but definitely drums, percussion, all kinds of different percussion stuff, congas, timbales, so I play along and study up on that kind of shit and rhythms like that. So, yeah, it's just groovy, man. It's just groovy. It's so much fucking fun.
Man, the coordination it takes though.
Yeah, you know what? It does take coordination, but once you like my son has been drumming. I got a little Frankenstein kit, and he's been kind of plugging away at it, and like, I taught him a couple things, but I'm like, I can teach you exercises and things, but the best thing I can teach you is you just gotta fucking play and play the songs. I was like, play the songs. like, you know, let's put earbuds in, play to whatever song you want to play, and then play along to it. You know, you can go to school, you can take class, you can take lessons and stuff like that. You can become like, you know, technical, which I was lucky enough that I had some technical training, you know, but after a certain amount of time, I didn't. Though I have had an inclination lately to go back to some technical stuff. I have a couple friends that became like band directors. One of my old percussion, marching band percussion guys, shout out to Chris Turley. He became a head band director at our old high school in Kokomo, in Taylor High School, and he was a monster percussion player and a drummer too. And you know, I hit him up like, yo, throw me some exercises. You know, I want to get my hands to do certain, you know, just things you that you're just used to playing a certain kind of thing, and then you want to like shake it up because that's going to get you better. And what it does is you just get you think ahead of time of what you think is, you have different like files you can pull to throw down and see if that fits to whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
So that's what being technical and knowing all this other stuff, that's what it gives you. It gives you the ability to pull out shit from anywhere and like apply it to whatever you're doing.
Right.
And that's the best thing. But playing is the best fucking thing you can ever do. Play with friends, play with whoever, you know, that'll get you good because you get to learn how to listen, how to play to the song. You know, to me, that's the important thing. The drummer,
and also play in time with other people. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Playing time with the people, like drummers and bass players, like they tell the story of the song.
Right.
So, you know, that's how I think about drumming. Like you tell the story, you lead the way. So everyone else kind of, you know, jumps in and fills in. But, you know, that's kind of how I approach percussion playing and stuff like that. So
do you have a specific show over the years that stands out to you, like your favorite show you've ever played?
Ooh, that was crazy. What was that?
Probably car pulling off at the corner.
You know what? There's been so many, man. I can't really remember if there's been one specific thing. I think a lot of different highlights. I got to play with a lot of my heroes recently, throughout the years. Not recently, but throughout the years. People that inspired you. That I think anytime I'm playing with my peers and people that like, fucking, I listen to your records, bro. You know, and your records put me through, help me up, and you know, let me feel a certain way. When I'm playing with those guys, that's my favorite show. But any show is my favorite show. Anytime there's like a fucking the crowd's into it, you know, it's a good show.
You got a wild and crazy one stands out.
Yeah.
Wild and crazy show?
Like, oh fuck, I'm gonna tell my grandkids about this one.
Like in which way? Like I had to chase down the promoter to get paid kind of shit? Yeah, I've had some of those. Not so much like because I used to. Okay, I'll get you one. Before, so Harley Poe, we did this last year. We did like 2 or 3 tours, and they're like 12 days each, and they were really good tours. And they were all really great shows. They've all been really good shows. There hasn't been one shitty show that I haven't played with those guys forever. We're fucking on it. We want to play our best. We're gonna play our best no matter what. We're gonna fucking bring it. We're gonna become a
Yes.
we're gonna take you there with us. We're gonna sing along. Yeah, that's the energy. When you share that energy with your crowd, that's what's up. That's how I think is like good stuff. But I think it was like, it's been about 7 or 8 years, maybe 10 years, maybe less. But we were going to play. We were touring out to play South by Southwest, and it's a funny story. My dad at that time retired for his first time retired, and he didn't really have nothing to do, and he asked, "Are you guys going on tour? Do you guys need a driver?" I'm like, "You serious?" I was like, "Oh, let me talk to the guys." Came back. I was like, "Okay, you're the fucking driver, but you don't fucking complain about driving. You drive the whole time. You don't say a fucking word about complaining about driving, and we'll get your hotel. We'll give you food per diem, whatever.
Yeah.
$20 a day, $30, 40, whatever, how much it costs. And come hang out. Let's go. Let's do this.
Hell yeah.
So my dad drove us it was wild, man. We drove all the way out west and then back and then through. And then we ended up and at that time I was doing a lot of the booking for the band. I'd reach out through the internet and book. We didn't have a booker like we do now. They have like a professional booking guy, but we still would do little bookings here and there. But that's when I had to chase down a promoter in Arkansas, which was great. And but on the way back, I tour managed the whole time. All right, and I was fucking fed up by the time. And the tour ended with us playing at Horror Hound in Cincinnati, which is at that time Horror Hound Records put out our few records for us. And I was like, I didn't really party, I didn't really drink because I was tour managing and all this shit. So I was like having to deal with the money situation and make sure we got paid and all this other stuff. And I was at the end of the thing, I was kind of fed up a little bit. I was like, I just want to fucking get wild. So the plan was when we got to that, we had hotels. The label got us hotels in Cincinnati at the convention center, and we're like, yo, I'm gonna fucking do it up. And we got there, and all the Horror Hound people were like hanging out and partying, so I'm like, let's fucking party. Up penthouse party shit. You see hanging out with like fucking horror movie stars and Broken Lizard guys and whoever else is hanging out. You know what I mean? So we're doing it up, and it's like 5 o'clock in the morning or some shit like that, and I'm fucking like, boom. This is when I used to like really party. I don't party like that anymore, except for last Thursday. I won't talk about that. But
right on.
So we get back, go back. I try to make my way back to the hotel room that we're staying in. This is a big ass hotel, like fucking like 10 floors and shit, So I thought I'm on this floor. So I'm in there and my fucking key fob's not working. I thought the boys were playing a prank on me, and I'm fucking knocking. I get pissed off. I'm fucking knocking like the goddamn police, just fucking knocking and knocking and knocking and knocking. And finally the door swings fucking open, and it's fucking Clint Howard. And Clint Howard, Ron Howard's brother, Clint Howard, the ice cream man.
Okay.
Played the little alien in the original Star Trek series way back in the 60s. Played a little kid alien with the fucked up teeth. Clint Howard, man.
All right, I'm with you.
Okay, Clint Howard. If you ever watched the movie The Ice Cream Man, he played like the serial killer, cannibalistic ice cream vendor guy who drove the ice cream truck around.
Horrible names, by the way.
It's all right. So he's opened the door and he looks like fucking Krusty the Clown. You know what I'm saying? The hair all over the fucking other place, all fucking disheveled. He opens the door like, "What the hell do you want?" Screaming at me, and I'm just like, in my stupor, in my confusion, I'm like, "Oh man, I was like, I got the wrong door, man. I'm sorry, man." And all of a sudden, he's just like, "Oh, buddy, buddy, it's okay." He talks like that. He's like, "Oh, it's okay, man. You know what you're doing? Oh, okay." I was like, "Yeah, man, I think I'm on the floor up." So I get to the right hotel, stumble inside, and I'm like, tell the guys, like, I went to Clint Howard's room, and like, no one believed me. I was like, whatever. The next day, we play the show, the after party thing, and on the side of the stage, there's fucking Clint Howard. If you see him, you know who the fuck I'm talking about. He was in a big movie. He was in Apollo 19, whatever that movie's called.
Oh, 13.
13, yeah. He played one of the guys in the.
Does he have like a kind of a messed up like
grill? Yeah. I mean, I don't want to talk about somebody's grill like that, but
like I think I know who you're talking about, man.
He's got a distinct look, like who he is.
Yeah.
He actually was in one of my favorite movies, horror movie from the 80s. Played what was it? He stumbles across the satanic game or something.
He's got a very he kind of looks a little fucked up, right? A little bit.
He looks like Clint Howard.
He bald.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know exactly.
Yeah.
I know exactly. Like,
well, he's balding, but
yeah.
his hair, when I saw him in the morning at 5 a.m, his hair was all sticking out, whatever, the back here. Yeah, look him up. Look him up. You'll see him. So, and during the show, I'm telling him like, "Yo, this Clint Howard. He's jamming out with us. He's like digging the thing and he's partying and shit." And Joe's like, "I don't believe you."
Yeah.
You know,
it's exactly who I thought.
Yeah.
The lighting on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
so that's my guy.
Yeah,
I love him.
Yeah,
man.
that's exactly who I thought.
I'm actually huge.
Oh my goodness.
What'd you say?
That forehead.
Yeah. No, he's got a fucking 12 head. That's not a forehead. That's like it's a billboard, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's a fucking Cineplex. But anyway, so we play and he's hanging out on the side of the stage and just jamming out. And we're done playing, and he's like, and I told Joe, like, "Yo, I told you I went to his fucking hotel room." He's like, and Joe like, "Okay, did he go? Did this guy break into your hotel room at 5 a.m?" He's like, "You're the big Samoan motherfucker that broke in."
That's awesome.
And I'm like, "See, I told you." And we hung out and we like, smoked the fattest joint I've ever seen, and like we're just partying, hanging out, talking about shit, hanging out.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
How fat is this joint?
Oh, dude, it was like fucking like
thick. It's thick,
like a cylinder.
Was it
thick.
like a whole chicken leg joint? Or?
It was like a drumstick.
Leg.
It was like a turkey leg.
It was like a turkey leg. All
yeah,
right.
it was a turkey leg. Yeah.
Smoked a whole turkey leg.
Smoked the whole motherfucking turkey leg with Clint Howard. There's a picture of it actually somewhere in my thing of us just hanging out. And we're both stoned as fuck, and he's just like, and we're like, eh. And that was a good one. And we got to hang out all weekend. But like, I don't want to drop star, like be a star fucker or whatever. But I think like we had those scenarios happen with us because we play these fucking conventions. Like the record label will get us not just their convention, but like any sci-fi convention, like any kind of thing. They would give us, okay, you guys got a booth. You set up your booth, and you guys can sell your shit all weekend long, and we'll get your hotel room, and you play the after party.
That's really cool.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I mean, it was cool, and we do a little acoustic show on front of the booth, to get them warmed up, to let them know, oh, we're playing the show there. Make sure you come catch us.
How many Ghostbusters have you met?
Original Ghostbusters.
Original. Ernie Hudson.
Ernie Hudson. I met Ernie Hudson.
Okay.
I met Ernie Hudson. I met.
I know he frequents those. So.
Yeah. I met Ernie, but like met in passing, nothing like intricate or anything. But here's a good one. So we play this one sci-fi convention, and we have like a warm-up show prior to that night, and we played with he plays with Green Jello now. My man Ryan, he plays with the band called Green Jello. He's one of the hype guys, one of the guys in costumes now. But he had his band called Dope Ass Destroyer. I think that was the name of their band.
Oh, Lazy Ass Destroyer.
Lazy Ass Destroyer. Yeah. And he was the rapper, and it had like a fucking guy with like a torture hoodie mask on, playing guitar and a beatbox. So we had a gig with as the pre-gig to the thing, and we walked into the venue and just fucking little fucking hole in the wall punk rock bar, and walk right in, and there's fucking Jason Momoa with like a big old stein of beer and like lifting somebody up with like one arm. It was like a fucking, we're just like, we're like, oh shit. I was like, that's fucking Jason Momoa.
I wore that. I had my Lazy D hat.
Yeah.
I wore that forever.
Yeah.
Man.
Lazy D, he's a cool guy, man. And so we did that. And then, and I look back and there's some fucking guy in a fedora. I'm like, is that motherfucking Michael Rooker? And it was fucking Michael Rooker. Now that guy is a fucking pirate. That guy is everything you think he is. He's rolling around the ground, fucked up, fucking crazy, throwing shit, talking craziness. Beautiful. We played our shit, and they fucking wore our shirts and hanging out and shit. And I think Joe got Jason Momoa's cell phone number or some shit.
Oh,
and we'd always like be bugging like, yo, text him. This is before he blew up. Like he was like, this is before like Game of Thrones. Like we're on Game of Thrones.
Okay. Yeah, I do.
You know what I'm saying?
I do remember.
Yeah. So he wasn't. He like, yo, I'm doing Aquaman. I'm like, whatever. Like
now he's like,
Yeah.
Now he's like going on TV and
Yeah.
talking about Johnny Depp's ex-wife.
Yeah. I was like, I told him, I was like, man, I was like, DC hasn't made one fucking good movie. Fuck you, Jason Momoa. You know,
Shoot.
you took our shirts and didn't pay us for it, whatever.
Man.
But
Ooh.
which is fine, man. Start, you know, here, wear our t-shirts.
Right.
But that was kind of a fun one. That was a fun one. And it was when like The Walking Dead was like the big thing.
Okay.
So there was like the motorcycle guy. What's his name? The Walking Dead. The big guy in there. Huh?
Daryl.
Daryl's character, and everyone was like fucking frothing at the mouth about Daryl.
Yeah.
And he was there too, and he showed up. We hung out. You know, it was like that kind of stuff. But I mean, you know, your connections with these people are very limited, so you just kind of hang out. The one guy that was fucking really cool from that whole Walking Dead thing was the old guy, the farmer guy, the dad.
Oh,
Who got his leg chopped off.
Yeah.
Herschel. Yeah. I
that's
forget,
it.
and I'm sorry I missed the actor's name, but he passed away not so long ago.
Oh.
But he was really fucking cool. And he would stay up all night, talk about old Hollywood and shit, and just trade stories all night long. So I like those guys, the guys that tell you fucking stories about shit they've been through, you know, because those guys, you know.
Oh, yeah, I bet that was an amazing conversation, actually. Yeah.
He was having so many conversations. I would just jump in once in a while here and there. But you know, that's the thing about those kind of things. Like you get to meet these actors and you get to hang out with them and interact. You know, it's more on a personal level, and it's just a lot more. You know, it's what convention. It's what it's about. They party with you. You know, partying with Anthony Hall. You know,
Nice.
Broken Lizard guys getting fucking hit by a dominatrix at this party. You know, just
Which one?
I'm not gonna say which one, but a lot of them were.
Yeah.
So
I love those movies, man.
Yeah, those guys are cool. And the guys that were getting spanked by the dominatrix are not the guys you think that were not getting. You know, you wouldn't think it was those guys, but it was those guys. They were fucking getting hit hard, like bare ass at this like party that we're
You ever been through anything like that? You ever had to deal with something like that?
Deal with it? What do you mean?
Like,
did I ever go to the service of a dominatrix? Is that what the fuck you asking?
Okay, so like this is bringing back memories. So a long time ago.
Memories, or are you having a
I got
flashback?
married back in like 2005.
Okay.
And I told Jack, my twin brother, I was like, hey man.
You got a twin brother?
Yeah.
Oh.
His name's Jack. I'm John.
Oh.
Yeah.
Jack and John.
Like
paternal, or like you guys are identical?
Oh, we're infraternal.
Okay.
Like very, very infraternal in every way, all the way down to the DNA. But I told him, I was like, hey, we ain't doing strip clubs, man. He's like, no, I got it. Like, we were playing this out. Got it, man. It's gonna be a badass bachelor party. And so day comes, and all my boys are showing up. We're already starting drinking, and Jack shows up, and it's like, where are we going? He's like, we're going to the strip club. I'm like, you motherfucker. And we went to what's that place down there off Southeastern Emerson?
Southeastern Emerson?
Brass.
Oh, on downtown. I thought you were saying you went to the East Side Strip Club. Oh my god.
No, Southeast. Just
Just
north of the Beach Grove. Just north of the Beach Grove.
Huh?
The gutter.
And I swear to God, man, the whole night was just fantastic. Titties, you know, fucking great time. We're all drinking and having fun. And then somebody was like, looks over and is like, man, I can't believe you're getting married tomorrow. And one of the strippers was like, what? And it was done. It was over.
You got rode?
Oh, I got rode, bro. Oh fuck, man.
You got fucked up. They fuck you up.
Oh, dude. Like, I swear to God,
it's punishment.
I could have put everybody that works in that bar in jail. Cause I was like
bare chested.
Dude, my whole
out.
body, back, chest, stomach, covered, lacerations.
Yeah, it's their chance to get this. It's their chance.
Man, they fucked me up. Fucked me up.
I've seen some of that shit. That's pretty wild.
God, dude, I'm telling you, I've been in some fights. I've had broken noses. I've had cuts. I've been fucked up.
But ain't nothing like
those girls fucked me up. I was covered in lacerations for I don't know how long. We went on that fucking honeymoon, and I was like, keep these fucking lights on, because if she sees this, she's gonna flip the fuck out. It was fucking crazy. But yeah, I had a little PTSD moment right there when you said something about dominatrix and shit.
Oh, well, that's not going to the service of a dominatrix. That's just you just got your ass beat by a couple strippers.
Well, I mean, heels.
That's different.
And whips.
Yeah.
Yeah, but still, at the end of the day, I mean,
they fucked me up.
They fucked you up. I'm sure.
Good.
I've seen guys that get their asses. They get like, why would you even do that? Like,
do you think I have fucking choice? I have a choice. Believe me, I was like, I'm not doing
I
this.
think you liked it. I don't know.
Shit. No.
You don't like getting smacked a little bit? I don't mind. I don't mind it.
I don't mind it either.
Yeah.
I mean, some claws in you know, some fucking
get your ass beat. You know, hey,
I like it rough too, but not that rough. Come on, man. Like fucking 3 weeks of fucking like, look at my wounds, man. Fuck my life. It was awful.
Brandon Sanders says he was a drug addict. You know, he was in all kinds of shit. Brandon Sanders says, oh yeah, he was in Austin Powers. Yeah, he says Johnson. That's right. He was in Clint Howard.
Yeah.
That's a big Johnson. You know.
Yeah.
Brandon Sanders says, I have a bad girl. Okay. That's true. We still love you though. Jethro. What's up, Jethro? Christian rocks, innocent boy. Rock and roll, baby. Holly Wiener. Titties equals good time.
That's Jeanette Carey.
Okay. We hope they equal good times. Sometimes it can be bad times. We don't know. Depends on the circumstance. Have ever been to a dominatrix service?
Well,
I dated a dom. I dated a few doms, actually, honestly. And you know, I like you can play around a little bit. You know, you
have some fun.
You can't be vanilla with this shit. You know what I'm saying?
You can't not be vanilla.
Right.
And you know, I haven't been like heavy duty. Like, they don't put me in a fucking cage. All right. I mean, not yet anyway. You know, let me get to know you. Maybe we talk about it. I'm not gonna do puppy play. You know, you're not gonna put down a fucking pee pad on me. But you know, get the paddle out a little bit. You know, praka. You know, could happen.
One more time, blaka. I can't do it.
Do it again.
Praka.
Fucking Christian.
You gotta roll that R.
Oh man. Oh fuck, dude.
So yeah, man, that stuff's okay.
Good old dominate.
What's your favorite titty bar experience then?
Mine, fucking Vegas. Holy shit, wall to wall, baby.
Wait, are we in Vegas? Could we talk about it?
What, Vegas? Oh yeah, we can talk about it. The statute of limitations is passed, and I'm not going to name people, but I will. Okay, I will tell you this: is my dad watching this? He better not be. I'm gonna.
No, we don't know, right?
Is my brother-in-law? My brother-in-law's not watching this. My sister watching this. Okay, good. So, my cousin got married in Vegas. All right. Okay. So the whole family went out there. My sister came in from New York. My sister just got married, and we never met her husband. Her husband, fucking great guy. We all hanging out. We buy like this condo. We get this condo, little outside the strip. Bachelor party time. My cousin's husband, all of his friends are like kind of like a little squarish, you know, nice boys, you know. And I'm like, you know, I'm like, I'm the gargoyle, and they're all like, I just graduated Purdue. I'm like, you know, and so like strip club. So we get this thing for one of the strip clubs. The taxi drivers out there, by the way, I don't know if they're still doing their things prior to Uber or whatever, but taxi drivers will hook you up.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, here's 20% off getting in and 30% off in your first lap dance or whatever the fuck. Like, you get coupons in this motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like, it's like you get a fucking like a Kroger card on strippers and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If I'm dying, I'm lying. You know what I'm saying? If I'm lying, I'm dying, because it's true. So they'll give you a fucking thing and you walk in and they're like, oh yeah, fucking Henry from Yellow Cab sent me in. Like, oh, come on in, boys. And this shit was wall to fucking wall. Beautiful strippers. Beautiful. Doing like the best stripper. I've fucking somersaults. There's like poles everywhere and doing like fucking chin ups and shit, and just fucking. So I'm like, and I mean, I'm with my dad, I'm with my father, and like my cousin and my fresh brother-in-law, and you know, we're just fucking blah, 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 just lap dance, lap dance, lap dance, lap dance, lap dance. Great time, man. And then those guys like, oh, we're gonna leave, and we're like, fuck this, let's go party. And we ended up at this all nude place, which sounds interesting, but it's really not, because it's like it was run by like the fucking Russian mob, bro. I'm not even joking with you. And it was like $30 to get in, no alcohol, like $20 for a Coke. And you know, somebody's up there dancing and stuff. It was okay, but end of the night, but I look over and my dad's like fucking falls asleep. So that was a good bonding moment between us. And
him sleeping at the strip club. That's good.
Yeah, it was
the
good.
whole night.
The whole night was good. So yeah, man. I haven't been one for a long time, actually.
I went to one a few months ago. A friend and I went and stopped in.
Yeah.
Just really had some drinks and shot the shit, but
right.
It's not my MO. I'm whatever.
It's really
If I'm
I've never been big into paying to see titties, so
I mean it's a thing, you know.
It's I mean, you know, go out and have fun every once in a while, whatever, but I say it like that because like I have friends that would be like every day they'd be at the fucking strip club.
It's a lifestyle, bro.
Yeah, like every day.
It's a lifestyle.
I've literally been to a strip club 6 or 7 times my whole life.
And some of them have really good fucking buffets.
No shit.
Yeah. Good lunch specials.
Yeah, you gotta go to
anything at a
lunch
strip
time,
club.
dude. They serve steaks and all kinds of shit. Whatever.
Yeah, dude. If you're on a budget and just want to, you know, have a good lunch and
Ponderosa's closed.
Ponderosa, yeah, Sizzler's now. Sizzler's fucking shut down.
Oh, fuck.
Go down the fucking Red Garter. Shout out to Red Garter. Throw me that free pass. But yeah, man. Yeah, I haven't been for a long time. I think at a certain age, I think that's a young man's kind of a thing. And then when you get like older, it gets kind of weird. Like, are you gonna sit in pervert row in sweatpants? I mean, what's gonna happen with you?
Right.
You know, what's
man.
the goal here?
I remember one time my buddy and I, out of the blue, he was like, let's go to the strip club. I'm like, all right, let's go to the strip club. Fuck it. I got money. And I didn't know that if I had worn khakis into the fucking strip club that night, that I was gonna get the treatment. But apparently strippers at that time, this is like, fuck, man, it had to be like 10.
Khakis was like a signal.
Well, it was a symbol of respect.
Oh,
And because I wear khaki and I look nice. So they're all like, were all like, you're the man. Like, look at you looking all sharp. Like, we're gonna hang around you because you look tapper as fuck. I was like, all right. Got the treatment.
They thought you were coming from like
well, you look around and everybody else is like, I don't know, just in regular shit. And I just was like, I'm dressed nice. And I got the treatment. They're all like, this motherfucker wear khakis. I like two different strippers were like, you wearing khakis.
Do you have loafers on too?
Turkey titties.
It's probably wearing some etnies.
Huh?
Probably wearing some etnies.
Yeah, I dated a bartender that worked at a strip club one time, and I used to go in there and just talk to her, and it was you know, you had to be, it was just the whole thing, because you go in there and talk to your girlfriend you're dating, and there's like fucking strippers everywhere, and you're just like, oh, so anyway, babe, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go.
Like, fucking,
she's having like a work conversation with like one of the dancers. Her titties are out, and she's just like, yeah, you know what, yeah, section 4 needs to be cleaned up. Okay, I'll be right there. You know, that kind of a thing. And you're just like very technical bar work stuff.
I'll tell you what, man, being a photographer for like live music and whatnot, and working burlesque shows,
yeah,
it's totally like, it doesn't even phase me anymore.
Yeah,
like I could walk into a room and there'd be like 15 motherfuckers naked, and I just wouldn't even. You just get so fucking used to nudity.
Well, you gotta respect the burlesque dancers for sure.
Yeah.
I I was involved in that scene for. I mean, most musicians are. You get to be involved in that because there was a time when it was really worked hand in hand. Together, you would book a show and it'd be like, "Oh, I'm gonna get a burlesque troupe to do this thing." I don't think it's a thing anymore so much. I don't see it being a trend anymore because burlesque have their own kind of audience and they have their own kind of venue.
Absolutely.
You know, which they should absolutely. Because I mean,
my worst experiences as a photographer, definitely working burlesque shows because because the patrons are like, get out of the way. Get out of the way. I'm trying to look at boobs right now.
Yeah, that's the thing with like that was my biggest.
But what's worse than that than getting yelled at by I'm sorry, man.
It's all good.
What's worse than that though is actually and I'm not trying to hate too much, but I just gotta say I cannot help your cellulite. Okay.
You hating. God damn, bro.
Oh, dude,
Jesus,
you have no
this
idea.
guy.
I would say maybe 2 or 3 times a year, somebody will send me a message like, "Hey, can you take this photo down?"
Oh,
for
like
whatever
Photoshop
reason.
some stuff.
Well, people message me, be like, "Hey, can you take this photo?" I'm like, "Yeah."
Well,
absolutely,
you're
no
supposed
problem."
to send it to
But
them.
when
to
I work
approve it.
burlesque shows, it's like I would just get messages constantly like, "Hey, I don't like this, I don't like that," and it's just like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. There's nothing I can do.
The burlesque shows that I've been part of, usually the photographer would send it in for proof first.
Yeah, it doesn't really work that way for what I do.
Yeah, it just depends.
Not for profits and whatnot. So,
Yeah,
but
Well,
I'm not hating. I would just get a lot when I was working burlesque shows. I would get a lot more hate. Like, hey, like you should do this different. You should do that different, or just whatever. And it's just like, oh God, for the Christ. Between that and then the people that are watching the burlesque shows, just getting upset because I'm trying to do my job. It's just like, oh my fucking God.
yeah,
It's not all that bad.
yeah.
But I've definitely had
No, I've been really I'm not gonna open up old wounds, but I've been really steeped in those politics years ago in that burlesque world. So nothing but respect and love for
absolutely, like it's a fucking
it's
form of art, you know. It's
I mean, it's art, but it's also stripping, you know. So they'll tell you the first thing, like, yeah, artist, but I'm also fucking, you know, take it for what it is. But what it is, it's, you know, historically, cabaret musicians have been together since day one, since there was a fucking stage. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, dude, all the power, and I hope, you know, well, that shit fucking thrives and does the best.
Absolutely,
because they have a cool thing happen. They have fucking big events, big shows. It's a cultural thing, you know, and it's very fluid. It's very fluid. You know, I think they're on the forefront of all of it. LGBTQ, all that shit. They're in the forefront of everything. So yeah, dude. Yeah. I don't have any issue with that. I think it's, nor should I have any opinion on that whatsoever. So
yeah. I was just basically saying, like, in my experience, I've always have people complaining about this, or I need you to do this or remove this. But man, whenever I work burlesque shows, it's kind of like, brace yourself.
Yeah.
Because either
remind me not to hire you for my wedding. Then just fucking can't take direction. Jesus Christ.
Oh, I can take direction. Well, hold on. It'd be like being a videographer.
Fuck no. Fuck, I can't.
It's just one of those things, man. Most of it is literally just people being uncomfortable with themselves, not so much my photography.
Yeah.
If you catch my drift.
Yeah.
So it is what it is.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the one of my favorite things about being a photographer is the angle. If I'm taking photos of people, so if I shoot from here, right? So you shoot from straight forward, right? Get this little double chin going, right? But if you come up here, right?
Yeah.
Then boom,
the high
double
angle.
chin, right?
Yeah.
So you kind of over time take direction, right? And you figure out the best way to take photos of people in general.
Yeah.
And there's always like that back side of the coin, right? So if I'm shooting up to cut out this, right? You're also catching more of this. So it's like, is he taking titty shots. It's like, nah, I'm trying to cut that double chin out for you.
Yeah.
You know, so it's an art. It's an art,
Yeah.
you know, but
it's definitely, I would say that it's a conversation you'd have to have with the performers before, and like, yo, how do you want to be shot? You know, have their feedback. I mean, that's how I would kind of approach it if I was.
yeah,
like,
I mean,
hired
if
do
I were
that.
to shoot burlesque now, I would have a lens that shoots from farther away.
Yeah.
Okay? And then also I would
You'd have to have that conversation. You'd have to be like, yo, how do you guys want to do this? The ball is on their court, because you're at this point, you're just the tool to get their media out.
Absolutely.
So
yeah, I mean, sure. I'm just saying.
yeah,
You know, you learn over time, but for sure, end of conversation is I've never dealt with so much like backlash.
Yeah, it's a lot of I would say it's a lot of vulnerability to be out there like that, and that's what I would, you know, say on that part. Because I mean, you get out there and you take your fucking titties out. Let's see how
I'm
you
not
feel.
taking
you
my
know what I'm
titties
saying?
out. Like more power.
Right,
You
exactly.
know, like
so yeah, I don't know. There's a wonderful thriving scene here in Indy, and I think it should
absolutely
be celebrated 100%.
Yeah.
So, and at a point it was entwined with our scene as well, or with the music scene, but I think it's kind of fallen off a little bit because they have their own little thing.
A lot of things, you know, that's how it kind of goes. Things come up, things go down. You know, like one thing that, for example, that I think is thriving now more than I've ever seen is the metal scene in Indy.
Thanks to Black Circle, thanks to a lot of thanks to
yeah.
Stranger Things production. Shout out to the Black Circle crew. They were doing wonderful things, and that's what it takes, right? That's what it takes. It takes people to be dedicated to something, and some people to treat bands well. I didn't lighter thief you, which is a good point. I'm like, where metal scene definitely is. I would say there's a lot of different things. You know, we were talking about, like, okay, so you have the male punk scene, right? Which is a little older, but there's also some young being injected.
Oh yeah.
You see a lot of younger cats coming out. But it's always, you know, certain age, 30 to 40, you know, some old punk dads. You know,
it's funny because that's my range, and I remember when I first started going to the Mel.
You're a young kid.
Yeah, I was a young kid.
So you have that, and then you have like the Fountain Square side of shit, to where they're like, we don't want nothing to do with this shit because of A, B, and C, and D, and E. Like they'll tell you the grievances they have with the scene that we have, which is they think maybe it's not inclusive, they think it's not a safe spot sometimes. So I mean, I think that's a conversation that needs to be had with everyone, because there's music that's happening over there that's not coming over here. And you know, if everyone wants to be a little island, that's fine. But to me, I always think like it works better when everyone's on the same page.
Right.
So.
My mentality's always been the we're all in this together, you know, the bigger scene, and not just the little groups, whether it's Fountain Square or you know, like the Melody Inn or the metal scene, which right now is like super duper getting picked up at Black Circle.
Oh yeah, every day is a show there, and it's like sold out every day. You know, it's crazy.
You got to look at the bigger picture, you know, and a lot of people, you know, like you said, click.
Yeah, but I mean, people click up because they're creating something. Like clicks happen because there's a moment of time when people are getting together that are on the same thing that create a fucking movement.
We had
I don't necessarily think clicks are a bad thing. What I'm talking about is more or less like, yo, it'd be more inclusive. What can we learn from each other? What can this scene learn from that scene? And how can we all be on the same thing? Because this is a small fucking city, bro. There's, I mean, how many? Is there 1 million people in Indy?
If you're talking Indy in itself,
like it's 6 million people in Indiana or something.
In the greater Indianapolis area, which
so Marion County alone is about 750,000, but if you go surrounding, it shoots up to about 1.7.
Yeah.
So like we're talking Avon, we're talking Greenwood, we're talking Anderson.
Yeah.
Yeah, it shoots up probably higher than 1.7 million.
That's a small percentage, bro. That's a small. I mean,
let's not forget though, we are much bigger than San Francisco, Cincinnati, Louisville, we have way more people
Like
than
area wise.
population. We are not as small as you think.
No. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying like it's a small thing, like where it's a bad thing. I'm saying is like we are a smaller scene to create all this music and art that's happening now, and whatever it takes for all of us that are in this time, either you're older or younger, to be having communication, the better it is. That's what I'm saying.
Absolutely.
But I can't fault the youth for saying "fuck you, old guys."
Yeah, sure. I mean,
As
we
you
were all
should
there.
be.
We were all
As
there.
you should
Yeah,
be.
Yeah,
Get out of my way, grandpa. You know,
exactly.
now we're becoming the grandpas,
Yeah.
the so-called
Ugh.
gatekeepers
Woof.
of something. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah, sometimes it's definitely time to pass the guard, you know, and
yeah,
let that next generation go ahead.
you have to let other people come in, and that's what I'm saying. You have to let other people come in which way it is, because maybe not all of us can be here for another 10 years, hopefully, but who knows?
Right.
People can move on with their lives, can do other things. Who's going to be coming in and keeping this thing thriving? And whatever aspect it is, whether it's through PRN. Because think about it, we have a little club, right? We're talking about the Melody Inn. It's a little club that pretty much has music every day of the week, pretty much. And and it's created a lot of different things, a lot of different avenues for people to come in. A lot of touring bands come through there. So, to keep that going, you need to have those kind of conversations, like who's going to come in, who's the new blood, that kind of a thing.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah.
It's ongoing.
yeah.
How long have we been a part of it? How long man, into our early mid 20s,
I started playing indie. I think someone posted somebody posted like the first show that Loki Combo Band did that we played at the Melody, and it was like 97 or some shit.
Longer than me, man.
And they had
I didn't even live here.
But I mean, I lived in Coke at the time, and we didn't even have. It wasn't like didn't become a regular thing, because at that time, I think the early 2000s, you had a lot of cool, like it was like a lot of the garage stuff that was happening.
I still wasn't in it.
Yeah.
At that point.
Yeah.
I didn't really get into the Indianapolis music scene until about 2008.
Yeah, which fucking is a long time, bro. It's like 2023, right? It's fucking
15.
Yeah, dude, it's a long fucking time. So, how do you keep things thriving? How do you keep things growing and changing and include and have other people?
All ages shows for sure.
Sure.
Yeah.
Having all age venues.
Yeah,
like Black Circle, that's one thing that they have, is they're capable of.
Yeah, they invest. That's my point. They invest in the community. They invest. When you invest in the people around you, and not just be like a fucking bar things. That's how things kind of.
I kind of made a post about that last week. I was like, "Fuck a bar, go to a venue."
Yeah,
you're talking about your Ticketmaster thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
You know what though? In that moment, I just want to say this because I want to reiterate on that. I went through my I just jumped on my phone at like 2:00 in the morning, something like that. And
so you rose-barred it.
I'm scrolling. And I keep seeing the same fucking thing. Like, if you want to get back at Ticketmaster, go to a local bar and go watch a local band. And I'm sitting here thinking to myself, like, when's the last time Metallica played in Indianapolis or surrounding?
Yeah. Well,
my point that I'm trying to make.
I don't know. I mean, yeah,
Metallica. That's a huge.
Yeah, they come around. They do.
Led Zeppelin played here in 1970.
I mean, there's all kinds.
81. I don't fucking know. It doesn't matter, but they played here.
Like big bands, you mean? I mean, there's all kinds of. I don't know. There's all kinds of shit popping, man. It's not like that anymore. I don't think. There's all kinds of shit popping.
Well,
the hi-fi pops all the time.
If you want to, like, how often do you got to go to Louisville or Chicago?
Oh, it's like a big show.
Yeah, they don't come here.
Yeah,
and the thing is, to me, is like, I get it. I don't want to pay.
I got to
those fucking Ticketmaster fees. I get it, but
hey, the fucking Cure got around with that shit, dude, and they sent me money back. I bought 2 fucking tickets. They sent me $30 fucking back. Robert Smith said, "Cristian, you paid a little too much. Here's $30 back." I got a fucking $30 back.
That's fucking dope.
And I didn't even pay that much for the fucking tickets. I was ready to ready to pay like fucking hundreds of dollars because I needed to see the Cure
Absolutely.
before it's over, because that's one of the bands I was never able to see. I'm sad I got to miss Depeche Mode. It's huge bands for me, and the Cure is that's like sad Hispanic boy.
And you're gonna pay those fees to see those bands, right?
That's the thing. The Cure fucking figured it out. They didn't charge those fees. Those tickets were like less than $100 for 2 tickets, bro. And they sent me money back.
Right.
Think about that shit. I gotta pee.
Do it. I'm just saying though, I kept seeing it over and over. Like literally my whole feed on Facebook is just constant, like the same thing over and over again. And
Somebody
it's just like
about the cost of fucking fees.
Let's talk about brass tacks.
Yeah.
Like are you tired of driving to Louisville, to Chicago, Fort Wayne to see the bands that you love?
Mm-hmm.
Keep them coming here. Let's pay our fees.
You got actually. The thing is, you got to fucking get them to come here in the first place.
Well, they're not going to come here if ain't nobody. I mean, unless you Tom Petty. Tom Petty's dead.
See, that's really fucked up, dude. Because
Tom Petty sold out every show he played here.
Show up for fucking Tom Petty, and break some hearts and bullshit. But Indiana won't show up for like Lamb of God, like per se. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
For instance, or fucking anybody. You could go down the list. Fucking Green Day, No Effects. Those, like.
When's the last time No Effects played here? 2012.
Yeah, dude, it's been over a decade ago. Over a decade.
I think I made my point. My point. It's pretty clear. Yeah, like I hate to be the guy that'd be like, well, I'm just gonna go ahead and shit on everybody's fucking Cheerios.
See, here's what these fucking bands don't fucking really take into effect. It's like, okay, well, somebody from the indie market has to drive 3 or 4 hours on top of paying for tickets and parking and fucking maybe camping or
a hotel.
You know what I mean? Or a hotel. On top of also going to the venue and buying drinks there, if that's, a t-shirt or a fucking album, you know what I mean? Yeah, dude. So, if you really fucking look at it, dude, like the total better value is to go see a local band that kicks ass.
Someone said, Sabbath Strange said how most bands hate playing indie, Metallica included. I mean, if there is a promotional company, right? If you got somebody in your area that has the connection, that has the money, that can meet the requirements of whoever the big band is, they don't really give a fuck. As long as you meet the requirements of what
and what's the requirements again?
Fucking money, bro. Money. Exactly. But that's, you got to get paid.
Right.
I don't have a problem with musicians making money off what you got to do. I'm not a fucking believer in sell out shit. Sell out. Yeah. I hope I sell out I hope I sell out a venue. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
I don't have any issues with that whatsoever. Like, it's a dog fucking world. Now, if you are a big band, you have all this accolades and blah, blah, blah. You have you work with you have a whole fucking team that does all that shit for you. Okay. That take a piece of the pie. So if your thing is, if you want more of those bigger acts to come here, then it's all about who's here locally in indie or regionally that can offer those, who's, you know what I'm saying? That's all what it is.
Right. And for them to be able to offer that, they got to get people through the door. They got to sell the tickets.
Yeah, you got. There's lots of shows going on, man.
I used to do a zine before Chopped Liver called Sticks and Stones, and I had been going to shows at that time. I was single. I had no kids, so I was going to shows like 4 or 5 days a week, right? So I was on one. One Friday night, I said, I'm gonna do the thing. So what I did is I went to Fifth Quarter, Birdie's, Rock House, Melody Inn. What's that spot over there in Keystone? Hippie Bar. Used to do hippie shows all the time.
They still do. Talk about the Mousetrap.
Mousetrap. So I went to all those spots and I checked, see how many people were in each place. So each place on a Friday night, each venue was between 70 and 100 people, somewhere in that range. And then I went to Mucky Ducks, and that spot.
To where?
What was that? Mucky Ducks is down off South Park Road. It's not a venue. It's a bar. They got pool tables and top 10 radio. I went to a bunch of bars, basically. So I literally spent an entire Friday evening, and I went to 20, 25 different places. And I went half venues, half bars. And the average venue had between 17 and 100, and not one bar had less than 200. Actually, most of them had over 300. Tell me why it is more popular to stand around and stare at each other drinking Bud Light or Miller Lite. Sorry, wrong beer to choose at that moment. Yeah. But drink Bud Light, by the way. Why is it more popular to go around, play pool, stare at each other, and listen to top 10 music in indie than it is to go to a fucking venue and watch live music?
Bro, you gotta have. Not everyone can be blueberry yogurt. Some people gotta be plain yogurt.
And
you know
it's more popular in Indianapolis.
Not everybody is hip to be square, bro.
I understand
That's
that.
exactly what it is.
You gotta have
square to be hip, man.
People have
why isn't it cool to go
band.
to watch fucking bands?
Because some people just want to go fucking chill out and play darts, bro. That's what it is. I mean, people work. They just want to have a fucking, when they drink their 8, whatever they want to do. They want to have their fucking, burger and fries and shit and chill. But I will say that on that point, I've seen such a dramatic shift in that paradigm as far as venues, bars, restaurants being more inclusive, offering that. So you can go to outdoor eatery place, summertime or sub, they'll have like a DJ playing. You know what I'm saying? So that's, to me, that's cool. Like, have those things together and happen. I think that needs to happen more. Like, you don't have to have a venue, but how you create cultures, you have music playing all the time, bro. Right. You have ideas flowing the entire time. And then people pick up on some of those ideas and then they formulate their own ideas.
Yeah.
Like any good thing happen because there's always a free fucking exchange of information.
So the idea in my head, the whole point of this entire conversation is that whole culture point of view, right?
Yeah.
If we want all these amazing artists and talented musicians in this town to really thrive and to create that culture and a thriving music scene that can just bust out, in which we deserve that. We are so talented. Everywhere you look, there's amazing artists, amazing bands. And I want to know the answer to make it to where Mucky Ducks has 100 people.
Oh,
and Black Circle sold
bro.
out. How do we get there? How do we get the Mel or Mousetrap and Black Circle? If you don't get pre-sale tickets, you're going to be waiting in line. There's a line at the door to get in.
Well, look at Indiana in general, like just as an in general thing. If you put 10 people in a room that don't know each other at all, 8 or 9 of them listen to, I don't know, popular radio, like X103, 99.5, ZPL, whatever. You know what I mean? Like all of, like they solely focus on that shit on their drive to and from work. So they're not getting any exposure to local music that we're getting. You know what I mean? So there's a little bit of a downfall there. Not only to mention that, but also when you look at when you walk in the door, and I don't know if this is the same for everybody, but I have an extremely high anxiety rate. So I walk in the door of a show and I'm already like underneath the fucking blankets. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, it can be a little overwhelming to walk in the door of fucking something that's awesome, and feel 100% comfortable. So I think when you couple both of those together, and the fact that most people that listen to fucking 99.5 have never even seen anything outside of a dance floor and their favorite DJ, you're kind of up against a losing battle there, dude.
Yeah. It's a thing. It's one of the problems I've been constantly trying to solve for the last 10 plus years.
I don't necessarily know if that's a problem though.
Maybe a little bit.
Might
be a little bit. It might be a little bit.
It just depends on who your audience is, bro. Who are you trying to?
I don't know. Maybe I would say less than 1% of our community actually supports local music.
Less than 1% of what do you mean by our community?
So if there's 1.7 million people in the Indianapolis and surrounding area, based off of the statistics that I came up with, this is 10 years ago, less than 1,700 people will be found in a venue on a Friday night.
So here's okay. Now I'm getting what you're putting down. I'm picking up. So I would say that I think like the big thing on that is it accessible to the masses? That's the big thing with that, right? Is it accessible to the caramel dads and the caramel moms and everyone else that you want to just bring in for numbers' sake? Is what you're offering to them something that they want to be, that not only is it a music thing, but also you can come here and get your yum on, or we cater to certain thing. So when you're becoming specific on what you're offering in the whole package, I think you're going to get a better draw, because I've seen things grow crazily here. Like, again, we're going to shout out to our people on 46, Black Circle, and the whole community there. Like they have a whole block, pretty much, and they have food, they have all kinds of things, and that brings in young folks, that brings in other people, and then you build it around the community, and you bring you bring in more people towards that. I mean, that's how I would think you grow it organically. But if you want to have like everyone or more than 1%, like of the masses, some people, you just can't change their minds. Some people don't want to be part of that. They just want to fucking play their video shits, and
throw darts
and whatever. That's those people. There's plenty of space on the table for everyone. So, but I think like if you want to, which I've seen, I mean, dude, like I said, I've seen in all of our things, down from Black Circle to the Mel to the fucking all the venues to look at fucking Fountain Square. Fucking 10 years ago, Fountain Square was a fucking
Hi-Fi, White Rabbit.
Prior to that, let's go back 15 years ago. Fountain Square, that shit was like what? It was like there's fledgling, there was abandoned shit there. There was things that were abandoned. Nobody went there. If you went there, you're gonna get fucked up. Like I remember going to like underground parties and raves at what's like the Duck Bin Bowling, the whole thing there, and going to see some punk shows there back in the early 2000s, because that shit nothing was there. It was abandoned. Okay, you didn't go out there unless you're gonna buy some crack or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like for real. Like that was like the drug spot, or you're gonna get fucked with some weird Southside shit is about to happen to you, right? But what happened was the business people came in, the artist community came in, the Murphy Building blew up, all that blew up. That created a whole thing. So if you want more people to come in, you have to create the art. It's gonna open up that conversation. Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I see what you're saying, but you have to create things.
Yeah. I mean, and like, I would say in recent years, like now we have Healer, State Street, J. Clyde's now. They're fucking booking shows heavier. Obviously, Pauly has a little bit invested in that, getting that place opened up. But there's definitely growth, and especially in Fountain Square, it's not even a conversation 10 years ago to today.
Yeah.
It's insane.
It's insane. There's fucking entire festivals dedicated to like psychedelic rock and roll and shit.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
People would argue that's actually the most popular music scene in Indy, is that whole scene.
I mean,
we had a whole conversation about it with one of my twin brother was here and Wayne Bursch was here. We kind of got into that, and it ended with it's the psychedelic hipster like type scene that's number one in Indy. And I'm like, well, metal Metal is really popping.
Really make a stronghold, dude. Yes.
But here's what I'm saying. Like, I don't give a fuck what you're into. There's plenty of space on the table, and all what you're into creates the thing. It's not like, yo, let's just have this one little piece grow. Nah, everybody grows, everybody creates,
Exactly.
Everybody makes everything happen. Having just like throwing shade on this one thing, blaming it as the thing that, oh, this is why. Nah, they have to do their thing. Not everyone has the same likes that you like.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It still draws back to the whole
Ticketmaster,
thing for me is like, we need to give bands a reason to come here. Like, let's get people out to more shows in general. I
don't know the entire legality of Ticketmaster per se. The most stuff I go through is like have been through like Eventbrite, which is most like a fancy organized PayPal kind of a thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, they are a fucking monopoly. I mean, they run the business, and they honestly they started out just as a promoter, a booking promoter. Like that company just started out as like promoting the artists that they had and their thing, and they bought out smaller promotion companies and they added into their fold. They bought out, that's how that became what it is.
Yeah. And for me, it's about the mentality of saying, don't, I get it. Like, yeah, go do a local venue, go watch a local band. But at the end of the day, like, it's always, for me, it's going to be about, don't put negativity on going to a show.
Yeah.
I agree with the corporate overlord and the overtaxing.
What can you do? I mean, what you can do is like, hopefully you put people in representation that's going to put certain shit to break that up.
Yeah.
Because that's why you have fucking supposedly lawmakers to help oversight that shit. But good fucking luck with that. But
good luck. Yeah.
Shit.
Corporate America.
Yeah. I would say is capitalism. You know what I'm saying? So,
day.
But I mean, we do have,
for sure.
We did. I'm not sure how everything's all fucked up now, but we did have certain things that like, prevent monopolies from happening because it was a thing. One company owned everything.
Kind of like you were talking about earlier when you were working at the funeral home, how there's these caps and like they can't overcharge.
Yeah, you can't. You have to behave a certain kind of ethical way according to whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You can.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, I can see maybe incorporating something like that into our radio stations, which kind of also like sort of ties.
Yeah.
There's a reason why I've left Jeanette's comment on the screen for so long here. She said, people in Chicago, Austin, Cincinnati, etc., go to shows. How do we get that spirit going here? Well, so the difference
talking about it.
The difference between Indianapolis, Chicago, Cincinnati, Austin, etc. Like if you leave Indy and you notice your radio cuts out, and then you drive a little way.
I've got to piss. Excuse me.
You drive a little way, and the next thing you know, you hit Cincinnati, and you start listening to their radio station, and you're like, "Damn, man! Like Cincinnati radio is awesome. They play all kinds of fucking awesome shit. Chicago, everywhere else you go, the radio stations actually play more than 20 fucking songs.
Yeah,
all day. You know what I mean?
You have
they even get into local music.
100. There's a great thing in Columbus. God, I forget the name of the station in Columbus, but they fucking book all kinds of people there, and it's like on the local level, the airwaves, they still kind of they're going to all this brings up my point. All that creates the culture that creates the ability for people to be accessible, for music to be accessible to them.
100%.
So when you have more avenues and more ways for information to go out locally from the source, catching what's happening live at the moment on the ground, then you circumvent. Then the corporate bullshit doesn't mean anything anymore, because we don't deal with that. We don't deal with that. We deal with that when we want to go see fucking a big fucking band or whatever the fuck, but we don't have to deal with that because we're creating that in ourselves. Now, yes, radio stations help out a lot. I think we have, someone said X103. I haven't listened to that shit in fucking like 20 years. I have no idea what they're doing.
Not since the 90s.
I know locally Big Car has a cool thing happening. 99.1. If I'm incorrect, someone can correct me on the station, as it blasted out of Garfield Park area.
Yep.
And they have all kinds of different shows and formats. and it's wicked shit. They have some cool shit. They play like fucking honky tonk ass country music, and then fucking hard slamming fucking techno and whatever, you know, weird industrial shit, and then play dreamy pop music, you know. So you know, there is that. I think 92 our local station, PBS, our local PBS station, I think there's a lot of things in there that touch on the culture, on to create the consciousness of music there. Yeah, I think there's things are happening, but can it be more? Absolutely. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
We have an amazing artistic, you know, like our art scene is just, God, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Like we're all very supportive of each other, you know, like it's kind of like what we're trying to do, you know?
Yeah.
This whole thing is give artists a platform
Yeah.
of whatever genre, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, Nuvo's back. We've got fucking, now you can go to who knows where and pick up a little zine, and you can find out what's going on wherever, any day of the week. You know, we're our scene is just building and growing, and we're very supportive of each other, and it's a beautiful thing. I'm talking about normies, you know,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
and like, I just don't want to give the normies another reason to not go out and check out a band or check out a DJ or
Normies
or-
go out, bro. Normies go out a lot.
yeah, they do. Mucky Duck and
I
that
don't,
place.
I don't know about Lucky Duck. You on some
Uh,
South Side shit. You
I
on
know,
some-
I know, I know, I
The
know.
fuck you got?
I say, man. This is
But
where I
like, if
spent most of my
you
time.
Well, I mean,
go
think about it though, we don't really have many venues on this.
Downtown, the strip, whatever.
that's a party. That's a different scene. That's a party scene. That's a going out scene. That's nothing to do with you know.
Yeah.
There is aspects of culture infusion and music in that capacity, of course. But that's also, you know, you go out on a night. You know what I'm saying? That's something different on the downtown level. All of it creates an active nightlife. All of it creates more of it. So I'm not throwing shade on any part of it. Well, I will say with us, I will agree that, yeah, is there more, can we create more avenues for us to broadcast shit that we like and talk about shit that we like, to influence other people, to get hip on other shit? Fucking 100%. You know, I wish I had a fucking capability to spin records and play. Oh, check out this fucking Soul Cut from 1964 record LP that I got, you know, that no one, you know what I'm saying? But like, I hate to bring it back to Black Circle. I'm not like, hey, but Black Circle offers me sometimes the opportunity to do that. Like, I'll DJ the Black Circle Market in the summer, you know, once, twice, maybe, if I'm lucky. So there'll be avenues for that to happen, and for people to share either it's your own music or music that you're into that you want to share to other people. You know, nothing sets me off more than fucking playing a record. Like, you talk about what excites me as a musician. Like, yeah, I like playing music, but I fucking love playing a fucking record for somebody that they don't know what the fuck is happening.
Hell
And
yeah.
they're like, fucking, like,
Yeah.
what the fuck is happening?
First time they ever heard it, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, and playing and like living up a party. Like, I love throwing on a fucking dope record,
Right.
you know, and blasting it like as loud as I fucking possibly they allow me to, and having people like bop their heads and shit and like dig and like,
Right.
you know. And I'm not gonna play. I play what I like to play, what I think would get the shit going. So I would just play what I, you know. And I've delved these years. I've delved into my record collection is very much like 60s soul funk. It's hard to buy. Like, I got a pretty decent 45 collection. It's hard to get like international. Like, you're gonna, you know, I know some real deal record guys that'll fucking pay for the original pressings to be shipped to them, you know.
Hell yeah.
But those records are expensive. So
Fuck yeah, they are.
yeah. So
What's your favorite first pressing that you got? I want to like
my favorite first pressing.
Yeah, you got one?
Jesus, yeah. That's a totally nerd question, but I would say,
Fuck yeah, it is. Let's get nerdy as a motherfucker.
Jesus, what do I have at the first? I have a couple of James Brown first pressings that are pretty dope. With the JBs, and then with the Flaming Flames that I thought were pretty, like the Lab and Apollo ones are pretty good. I have a couple of Jamaican pressings that are pretty, that I fucking love. I have a version of No by Nanny the Observer, artist in Jamaica, but it's fucking like my favorite shit to play because the way it's pressed, and I mean the grooves, I cleaned up the grooves and it still sounds like you can still feel the bass and play it, you know.
Hell yeah.
There's a couple things that I have.
Do you have an album that you think is just perfect? Like it's close to
perfect?
Yeah, if somebody was like, if you can give me one album, one record
from which band,
doesn't matter.
I can't do that. That's too hard. That's too hard for me. No, I can't do that. That's too much.
I mean, in all fairness, that's a really tall.
It's like asking you what your favorite movie of all time is.
Yeah, it's like that kind of shit. I was like, what day is it? You know what I'm saying? That to me, it's like you can't ask me that.
So specific.
Yeah, because I can't be that. I have not delved into myself I'm afraid to go deep and ask myself that question. Pretty much what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Well, Cristian, earlier you actually said something that kind of like registered with me for a brief moment. You talked about if you have somebody over that has not like either listened to a record or ever heard music by a certain band or something, like you might pop that record on, right?
Yeah.
So like I kind of have I have two examples of that, and it's just kind of fortunate that I happen to be at my house tonight because I can show you what those are. One of those
is
oh yeah, nice one. Yeah,
is that a first?
Violence?
Yeah,
is a song that a lot of people, unless they are familiar with Exploited, have never heard. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But so either that one or this is a band that actually came through the mail like about 2 or 3 years ago. Damn it, I can't really get a good shot of this. So
self-destruction.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like the art.
Yeah, the art is really cool. But yeah, dude, the album is really fucking fun. It's something really fucking awesome to listen to, and check out the vinyl.
Yeah, sick.
Oh yeah,
sick.
Right.
Dude, I can't remember who it was, but I had a moment of like, what? I was like so jealous because I want it. Fucking somebody found in a different state a copy of Harley Poe's what's it called? Sex.
Same Sex, No Regrets.
Yes, on vinyl.
Yeah.
Oh, and you were like, I don't even have a copy of that. And when I read that comment, I was like, he doesn't. You don't have a copy of that?
I do. I think I was being.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, you're being okay. Facetious.
I was being facetious. I got those stuff.
Yeah, I do not. So if you got an extra one, man, I'll throw you some cash, man. Let me get one. I love that album, dude. I could literally sing word for word a few of those
Dude,
songs.
I can't give you that record. You're trying to sell it, man.
No way, dude. No, look at my record collection. It's right there.
No, we've actually.
I don't sell records. I buy records, brother.
We've actually had a couple pressings of that put out.
I'll tell you what I do though. If I go to somebody's birthday party, I will go through my vinyls and I will find one that I think they should have. And I don't sell them, but I will give my vinyls to people for their birthday.
Yeah, I've done that for sure. I regret some of it though.
Absolutely, dude.
I think I gave a friend of mine like a first pressing of Sticky Fingers by the Rolling Stones, and I can't find that without paying like $1,000, like fucking like $50, $60, $70 for it, or maybe more. The early Rolling Stones is one of my favorite. Like I love like early rock and roll, like Dirtier the Better. There's something about just like if I hear that rock and roll, just the that's what I look for in all kinds of music, by the way. Like not just like, oh, I'm playing rock and roll, but like the fucking spirit of it. If I hear that rebellion shit,
hell yeah,
that to me, that's the music I gravitate towards. If I hear like fucking going off, and you don't have to be technical, you be sloppy, be fucked up, whatever it is, but I know you're fucking playing with your heart and you don't give a shit, that's music I love. So anything like that does that is what I'm into, pretty much.
Hell yeah.
But yo, we had to there was a lot of people doing like buying one of those records and then like reselling them for like inflated prices.
Oh yeah,
it's crazy. Even on we just put out last year we put out Wretched, Filthy, and Ugly on different colored vinyl, and green and red and some other stuff too. We did a pretty good run of it. It wasn't like very limited, probably about like 1,500 or so. And I was at a record store. I took a picture of it actually, and it was fucking there. And they wanted like $80 fucking for it. I'm like, you motherfuckers. I was like,
oh, man.
I was like $80. Like, where's my
don't
cut at?
say the name of the record store. Just don't.
No. I mean, I'm not. It's
Don't
no
do it.
shaming to them
No.
because they're
But
I'm
yeah,
not,
dude.
I don't hate it, but at the same time,
Christian, you got to realize, like, dude, you know, there is an entire fucking like pop thing that instantly happens when people hear the name of your band. You know,
Yeah.
they're like, oh, and then
Operators,
like,
yeah.
no,
Hopefully.
well, yes, obviously, like operators
y'all are
awesome.
popping. Yeah,
we're about to.
But like,
we're about to put out a song on a compilation too.
you know, like
Records.
people fly in from all over the damn country to
Yeah.
play a show.
are we talking about Harley Poe?
And that's
Yes,
you know
we're
that's all.
talking about Harley Poe. I was
One
trying
of
not
the
to say
fastest
it.
sold out
I didn't
shows
wanna,
in
like,
Indiana
break
history.
down the fucking digital wall and shit, and like
All
you know.
credit to the fan base and everything, and,
Oh,
and
yeah.
to everyone.
Absolutely.
And
So
to Joe's vision and Joe's writing, all credit to him. And I'm just lucky enough to be, you know, to work at a bookstore, and at the time with him, and he needed actually what the funny. I'll tell you a funny story about that. Like I was told, they were told not to hire me or not to get me to play by multiple people, like in like their girlfriends and shit. Don't get him. He's gonna fuck shit up. I guess I had a reputation early on.
In Kokomo,
Yeah, I fucking shit up, setting shit on fire, or I got, you know,
getting lit and jumping off the roof.
some shit like that.
Party's hard.
Just wild, you know, just wild
Yeah.
kid. I've always been a wild little kid. Not anymore. I'm more calm, but I definitely had the streaks of it that happened. Give me enough tequila. I will.
Last Thursday.
Oh my god!
I want to know what happened last Thursday, bruh.
I
went to-
kind of do too, man, because I heard
Like,
you mention it
I
let's
earlier.
wish- I wish-
hear it.
this is why Craig needs to be here, because there's parts of it. Is Heath still there? Heath can probably chime into parts of it because I can't remember most of it.
Got a few people watching.
Huh?
Yeah, there's a few people watching. I got some comments to get through too, but let's hear about.
Yeah.
Oh, there he is. Oh yeah, there he is. Oh yeah.
What up, Heath baby?
I don't really remember. I remember like, okay, we went to the okay, so here's a cool thing about playing in ska music and being a reggae musician and all this stuff, right? I said earlier, like, you get to know your friends and your peers. Your friends playing fucking in multiple bands, and they get to, everyone tries to be a full-time musician, right? Everyone tries to work to be that kind of a thing, to be a touring person. That's where you get your shit out there and you put the work in, right? You got to put the work in. So we have a couple cats that we know throughout the years that have been putting in work, you know, and that's what they do. So one of the bands and all of our friends, his band has played the Melanin a few times. Matamoska.
Yeah,
Yep.
they're
So-
awesome, dude.
yeah, they're awesome. So Esteban plays keys for them, and Esteban has played in like fucking more crazy amazing bands. He's toured with Catbite, who's on Bad Time Records now, which is like one of the bigger kind of newer ska bands that came out of Philly, which is also like Craig's friends from that Craig used to play in a backing band at Back Sammy K. Very incestuous. You know what I'm saying? If you're a good player, your reputation goes around, you get to work. That's what it comes down to, which I love that shit about that.
Yeah.
Which happens in rock and roll and bigger things, but this is our thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's really, if you ask me what my goal is as a musician, is for someone to say my name, like, yo, hire him. He's fucking good. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, he won't give you no shit. He knows what the fuck he's doing. So Sammy and not Sammy, but Esteban is playing with the English Beat, and so is our friend Fritz, and they used to be in a band called Steady 45s, which is a great band out of LA, by the way. Check them out, Steady 45s. Who's also got an amazing, they're just chock full of talent. John Q, Joseph Kiernos, who's also in he works out of Daptone Records now, I guess. All the stuff he does, but fantastic, like phenomenal musicians, dude. Amazing players, but they're part of the English Beat back in band, so they've been on tour with English Beat. So Fritz has been playing with English Beat for a while, and then Esteban just came up on this, just jumped on the tour. So they're playing the English beat. You know, Dave Wakeland's the main guy, only original guy, I think. So they're part of his backing band. So you know they get paid backing band wages or whatever. You know, and so they were in town on. So fuck yeah, we're gonna go fucking see them, and we go on the support, and after we have a great time, and had one too many, I think, on the Thursday for myself, and we after the show we all meet up at the Alley Cat, and that's when, you know, things go south or whatever.
No.
I'm really happy. When I get really happy, we have a good time. I'm from that kind of thing, like, yo, everybody, yeah, you know. So you know, multiple shots of tequila later. I don't remember parts of it, but I know jumping into some shrubs or something and getting, you know, doing some body flips into some shrubs on College Avenue. I you know, that's what happens to me. Like I get fucking wild. I'll climb some shit and then
Hell
like,
yeah.
you know, just do that kind of shit, like, which I probably shouldn't do. But I guess Heath has some pictures of that somewhere. Me jumping into some bushes or something.
Hell yeah.
But it was a good night because, you know, we got to see our homies to support and like got to hang out with them and shit. Like, and those guys are going to be on tour, you know, constantly, you know, playing that band and other stuff too. Hedgecore, that's what it is.
I have still yet to go and have a drink at Alley Cat.
Oh, really? Never?
Never.
What?
No way.
What?
I've actually only walked in there one time because a friend of mine lost their phone there.
That's wild.
Okay. Well,
Oh, you lost it.
Yeah.
what's
It is back.
happening? Okay. Yeah. Now, Shep, can I please be the first person that goes and has
Yeah, let's fucking go now. No, I
or
can't.
not the Alley Cat.
What time is it?
No. But no, it's,
yeah,
you know,
I ain't driving tonight, baby.
Yeah, I've never had a drink there. I've never.
they expand. They have like 3 or 4 sides.
One in know, 6 half dozen from another.
Yeah, it's a good. I mean, it's like probably like the only remaining watering holes in Broad Ripple that are still
Alley
kinda,
Cat.
yeah, that kind of like throw back to the old days. It's
Mhm.
literally in an alley.
Absolutely.
We should make a thing of it. Actually, I have an idea. I turned 40 this year, June 19th. I say we have let's fucking all meet up, all the homies, whatever.
Throw it up there, bro.
Fucking,
We'll go down.
It's a Sunday.
Let's do it, dude.
Fucking
Let's
do
go to
it.
the
I'll
cat
take
Go to the
June
cat.
20th off.
for your birthday.
Make it
man.
up. We'll
We're
make
gonna get crazy and jump in the shrubs on college.
You're
All
40
right,
now. You're 40 now. You want to start like
I'm
earlier.
39.
Well, you're gonna be 40. So
Yeah, come on, man.
you want
I'm
to start
39, baby.
You want to start earlier. You want to start earlier.
All right. So what, like 11 p.m.?
No, like, you know, like a 2 p.m. Start like a brunch.
Start at 2.
Yeah, do a
Get
brunch.
some food.
Woo!
Drink
2
it up.
p.m.
I've never had kumis.
Really?
You've never had kumis either. Son of a bitch.
Why
man.
not? You just don't
Wow.
go?
I don't
Dude.
know.
All right, those
We plan on going to Kumas,
Because
and
you wait
then
out
we
here.
end up walking down to Fountain Square Brewery, and we end up drinking tons of beer.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know.
because you way out here. That's why you're too far out.
I'm wild like that.
Yeah,
I just
Shit.
I don't know.
yeah. I mean, those are all great
It
spots.
ain't because he's way out there. He'll go everywhere. This motherfucker will go all the way to
I'm just
Nashville to see a local band.
dude. You know what it is? It's too much wet denim. You know,
Whoa.
it's just a paint job. That's all it is.
Yeah.
It's just a pain. You did.
I'm not a crisis actor.
dude.
Chill out.
Whoa. Shots fucking fired.
I'm now just sitting here spitting out bands.
Shots
Having
fired.
fun. I could be an operator.
Except, do you remember that St. Patrick's?
You don't
show?
be an operator.
I
Is
told
Brandon still on here?
paint
I'm
job.
sure he is.
They did a horrible paint job. Okay, that was.
I'd rather. Hey, you know what? I'd rather do a horrible paint job than be a gay black Republican.
Whoa.
You should probably adjust your mic because I feel like you're stealing volume, man.
Whoa.
All right, I'm gonna run through some comments here. Real quick.
Yeah, let's see them. People in Chicago. Oh, you've seen that, man.
Yeah, we already
Come on.
seen that
Come
one,
on.
right? So some people speculate Indy not being a college town helps prevent the spirit of indie growing. Yeah,
Dude, yeah, there's definitely no colleges here.
Dude, there's like 5 collees here. Who the fuck?
There's University of Indianapolis.
Butler.
That's one. Butler, does that count?
Butler.
Yeah.
Butler's,
Okay,
Butler's
Butler.
huge.
IUPUI.
IUPUI, Butler,
UI
Heron.
South,
What the fuck?
I'm fucking around.
There's
Man.
like Technical
Used to-
Institute.
Let's see.
and
Hold
all-
on. Sabbath said,
I mean-
I miss when X103 used to play local bands. That's how I was introduced to local Noctura
Yeah, that was a
in
thing.
Phoenix on
And
the fault line.
Phoenix
Yeah.
on the fault.
Pod
line.
FL.
Yeah.
Damn.
Bring that back. Would make a
Yeah.
big difference.
Just write a letter.
Every
Dude,
Sunday, X103 or Alt 103, whatever they call themselves now,
Yeah.
they have 1 hour of local music. 1 whole hour.
yeah,
Hell yeah.
Cool as shit.
cool.
Cool as shit.
I don't give a shit. There's a thing,
All right.
there's a thing called
Dr.
streaming.
J dropping sound checks. The bars with live music are packed. Last weekend was crazy.
Plug.
We're seeing more people going to see bands rather than sitting in bars with no music. Oh, that's a really good.
Hey.
Shame-
Awesome.
Shameful plug as well. Plug in his sound checks.
Yeah.
Hashtag Nuvo. Hashtag Ramathorn.
Damn. All right. So first time I heard a live and rocket
Love
wait,
and Rockets.
Love and Rocket song on a radio station. I
Great
was
band.
driving in New York State. Wow. Okay. On my way to Rochester.
It's
They
way
have
up
been
north.
a band for about 9 years by then. We've had some good radio from Bloomington, WICR Free Zone out of University of Indy. That's which
Yeah, the
is
free zone.
outside of Indy.
RIP.
Hell
But
yeah.
it's also
Did you ever get to do that? Did you ever get to go in there?
Yeah, Punk Shots Tom.
Fuck yeah, man.
Shots
Yeah.
Tom,
I
dude.
miss that motherfucker.
Where
Where you
man.
at, Punk
Speaking-
Shots?
Speaking of Punch Shots, Tom, Stevie had a fucking band appear on fucking Radio Free Indie or Radio Free Zone or at midnight. You remember when they used to do the midnight thing?
Yeah.
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 It was a hot minute ago.
Yeah. Nick Jordan and I, we got to go on one of those radio shows. It was really cool. Billy Boswell was with us too.
Hell yeah.
Should start this
Sabbath,
going.
I think I enjoy how you think. That's what I'm saying. Start your own shit.
Hell yeah.
Don't complain about it. Be about it.
Damn.
That's what we
Hey,
do, bro.
that's what I'm
We
saying.
started. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Right. Yeah.
I don't complain. That's why I don't have to do anything.
I complain.
Nah, I'm like, it's okay.
I speak my complaints.
Sweet
That's great
vinyl.
shit.
Ain't shit gonna happen unless you talk about it.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, baby.
Baby. What we got?
Hedgecore. That's
Let's
me.
go.
he's got a fucking video of me just jumping in shit.
Broderable DIY bar legend.
Yep.
Yeah. It looks different than back in the day. It sure as fuck does. Yeah. So
Yeah.
she also went there to
Good-
load
it's,
up
good,
on
it's a
drinks
good spot to
real quick.
pregame, man. It's a good pregame spot because if you're gonna go to a show at the Vogue, you can go right fucking there, pregame it up, and then that way you have to pay $20 for a drink.
Right. Oh, she's talking about U of I again. Not much college radio, which is integral DIY music in the 90s.
It's true.
Yeah, dude.
Fucking no, seriously. That's a good point because like college radio was huge in the fucking 90s.
Oh yeah, dude. That's where
Yeah,
that's
it
where
really
that's how I listen to my music.
You know a little band called REM? Like that band, like
disco band from San Francisco,
yeah,
right?
softcore band. But they I mean that's how they came up. I mean that's how I don't know. Was it that? I think it was either there was some radio shit that I used to listen to. But also there was a thing called MTV 120 Minutes that showcase all kinds of shit.
Oh yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Those who are lucky enough to have cable back in the late 80s and 90s, that's some cool shit. They had some good shows. I saw Daniel Johnston on fucking MTV. That's weird.
Who's Daniel Johnson?
Exactly.
Like right over my
Exactly.
head. You care to elaborate so you don't feel so fucking ignorant over here?
He's like a singer songwriter, but like kind of idiot savant. You ever seen the movie Kids?
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. Song Casper, the Friendly Ghost. That was him.
Mm.
Kurt Cobain wore his shirt. Hi, how are you? That shirt with the frog.
Yeah.
That's his cover. He used to make tapes.
Yep. Okay. So the only reason I know what you're talking about right now is because of my buddy Nick Jordan. So
Oh, really?
He's like between him and Dennis, yeah, huge Nirvana fans.
Oh, really?
Fuck yeah. Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about it. I mean,
I mean,
I don't want to open that. I don't want to.
that can of beans.
Yeah, because I mean, yeah, I fucking love. I loved Nirvana back then, but now I'm like,
Well,
Let's play
I'll tell
out.
you right now, I've been
this is much more exciting bands.
been
Like the Bobby Lee's, that fucking band rips.
fuck
dude.
yeah, man. I
That
love the Bobby
fucking
Lees.
rips, dude.
Fuck yeah.
That's the new Nirvana. That band fucking rips. They fucking rip.
Hell yeah.
Like rip. So
I should have worn my Bobby Lee shirt tonight. I love them.
yeah, I bought like all their shit. I'll buy.
Oh
it.
yeah,
Oh,
literally, this was exactly what about the record, about the shirt, about the stickers.
Yeah.
Great band, man.
yeah.
I'll tell you what, the most excited I've ever seen my buddy Nick is when Punk Rock and I booked Flipper.
Oh yeah.
Dude, he fucking lost his shit.
Really? That's old. That's an old man's.
He's a
fucking-
huge Flipper fan. Huge Flipper fan.
Yeah.
So yeah, that whole I was there. I just wasn't there for it.
I didn't go to that show. You know what? Here's the thing with me. Like, I've been to some.
Oh, I was at that show. I'm sorry. I meant like the grunge era. I mean,
Oh.
I was around. I could have, but I just
I
lived
was
under
a
a rock.
teenager.
I was
a teenager.
yeah.
I was a fucking freshman in high school.
I
when
think
that
I
shit
hit
dropped.
13 in 96. So
Yeah.
I was a little late.
I was old enough to drive by then.
Yeah. No, that was some cool shit. That was. I mean, I don't want to say and reminisce about the '90s so much, but that was there was a lot of cool shit. Like I came to Indiana with like a full working knowledge of like '90s, like
See, when I was
'90s cool hip hop, like the whole native tongue thing, all that shit. I was really into all that.
I was
Where are you from, Christian?
Originally,
Yeah.
we moved to
Chile.
I'm Chilean, and then we came to the States in like 81 or 82.
I was even born.
And then I grew up in between North Tarrytown or Sleepy Hollow and then Bronx. My dad lived in the Bronx and Pelham Parkway. So I grew up between those two places. My dad lived in the Bronx and my mom lived in.
When did you move to Kokomo? How'd you get there?
I was fucking up in school a little bit. I was dropping out. I was dropping out. I was not going to class, and I was going to the city a lot because my high school was really close to. It was very accessible.
Mm.
So I would fucking be like, yo, let me just go walk down to Manhattan, Lower East Side, and walk around and see all the weirdos, you know? Because I was gravitated towards that. So I wanted to see, you know, I didn't
The
know.
crazies.
I just wanted to see what was happening,
Yeah.
you know? And I saw quite a lot of cool shit, but I didn't go to like any. I went to a couple shows, but I didn't go like I wasn't going enough too frequently to make it a thing. I had to be homeless or be a squat kid or some shit, and I wasn't like down like that. Like my Spanish side wouldn't let me do that. Like so, my dad was like, "Oh, I'm moving to Indiana because I'm being transferred." And go ahead, go there and finish school.
Did he work at one of the transmission shops up there?
He worked at Delco.
Okay.
He worked at Delco.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That makes
So,
sense.
yeah. So, you know, which I think was a blessing because I got to do what I got to do here.
Yeah.
So-
Fuck yeah, man. You know, like when you go back that time, like, so I moved here from Ohio when I was a freshman, and I swear, like, first few years after I first moved here, I was like, why the fuck am I here? But eventually you see it. You find that.
Yeah. Like I said earlier, like even when I moved to Kokomo, after I was going to school there, after I graduated high school, I was taking college classes, and I was kind of just checking out the scene, and there was like a nice group of like-minded people, artists that were like living downtown Kokomo and co-opted some spaces. So there was a thing there, and we all formulated, and that's how that low-key combo thing happened. And yeah, it was a cool thing. We all had each other's back, and it was a cool, small, but it was us. But you know, we would play like these fucking bars in Kokomo, you know, right after, you know, Derek and the Missile Shooters or whatever, playing covers and shit, playing George Thorogoods, you know, songs, and we would go out there and play our shit. A bunch of dudes in suits and playing like weird jazzy ska surfy stuff. That was what kind of what we were doing. And so that was interesting. But yeah, you'll always gravitate towards your people in some sense.
Yeah.
So
It's funny because I just don't know that many Limp Bizkit fans.
It's ironic to really. It's like hip now to like Limp Bizkit, to like new metal.
You know what though? For me, man, the reason I say that joke is because the timing of me moving here was 98, 99, right?
The heat of it, boy.
Mm-hmm. So
Waka
Korn, System
Waka.
of a Down,
Oh,
whatever,
yeah.
that
Well,
whole
of course, all those big bands
new
were
metal. That
constantly
Yeah,
rock.
but I think System of a Down got a bad rap. I don't think they were like the typical. They were kind of weird though. They did like kind of weird metal.
They're a really fun band to see live.
Yeah.
They really are.
never seen them. Never seen them live. But I was there for it. I bought
went
their
to-
I saw the what's that fucking song? Sugar. I saw that on MTV, like world premiere of that video. And the next day I was like, I'm going to get that fucking album. I sit in my desolate room. Whatever.
Yeah.
No lights, no music. Just that.
Wow.
But yeah.
I'm getting a thorough picture here of you.
Oh yeah, dude. I had the ball chain necklace.
Fuck yeah. Let's bring that back.
The fucking yeah, man. That was me. Long hair.
I'll tell you a little side. I don't think I've told like barely anybody this, but like before, like there was a period of like after high school, before I got into that band of music, and before I went to see that before I started going to the Emerson for punk shows, I got into the underground rave scene.
Okay.
Here in the Midwest.
Did you some Molly, huh?
I think I was pre Molly, bro.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
All right.
It was pre all that. This was like you got a flyer with a telephone number.
Oh, I said Molly. Damn, I meant ecstasy. God.
Yeah, there was that.
Yeah, that's when I meant ecstasy.
Yeah.
Just getting my lingo confused over the generation.
Candy flipping.
Candy flipping.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's where you do ecstasy.
What I was
big fucking pants, big huge pants.
Yeah. Everybody's got those stupid fucking pacifiers.
Yeah, big,
right.
Big pants and like a
show flyers.
Shirts.
Show flyers were like a postcard. Almost.
Yeah,
they were that size. Like. Yeah, good times, dude. Good fucking times.
Yeah. So there was a telephone number you would call the day of the event, and they would like you'd have to write down the directions. If you're coming from the south, take if you're coming from north, take It was a recorded message, like you didn't supposed to. And then you showed up at this whatever the fucking like some warehouse spot,
mm-hmm.
And then you'd walk into different rooms. There'd be little DJs here and there. That was actually a pretty decent scene. For a minute, and I was kind of into it. I like the like I said at the time, I was really into hip hop, and I really like the jungle music because they were at the time they're like DJs, especially in Chicago, were doing a lot of the jungle, and like they throw on like the Wu-Tang or some shit like that on top of it. It was dope. So there's a lot of that, but it got kind of played out because I'm like, I like to dance, but I don't want to fucking make the orb all the fucking I don't want to fucking make let's make the make-believe orb and pass it. Here, you take it. No, you take it. Ooh, like I just got that's kind of corny, and some of the people were fucking shady as fuck. So I was like, I'm out. And then I started going. One of the guys, actually, it's a funny story. One of the guys that got me into that is kid called Skater Greg Campbell, who was like the school I went to in Kokomo. Like fucking street Mohawk kid, like off the bat, and I like you a lot, and we became friends there. We used to have English class, and we used to like stick things in electrical sockets. We were fucking horrible kids, but he was on his way out of the punk scene, becoming like into the rave, and I was on my way out of that, and we went to a show. He used my first gateway to take me to the shows at the Emerson from Kokomo. We drive a little beat up Chevette to go to the shows at the Emerson, and hang out and spange or whatever the fuck you did back then. You haven't really working at Burger King, making no money, or whatever the fuck. And so that kind of got me into that, and that's how everything kind of went to that kind of thing. Dude, I'll tell you what, man. I know the Emerson gets a bad rap now, but like a huge shitty rap.
Pretty much.
Yeah. But I mean, if
they're
there was
big, they're big flat earthers, I hear.
I mean, besides that, just like how they run their business and their sound and everything. But like back in the day, that was, I mean, I saw. So when I really got into the ska music, I got into all that stuff, and I shaved my head and wore old man pants, became a rude boy and all that shit. I started doing research, and then you find out who was the players and who was the band. It was a band called the Scatolites who came up with everything back in the 60s. And I was able to see the original Scatolites at the Emerson. They were on tour. They were touring. They still tour now. They tour internationally. But like they have a lot of replacement players because a lot of guys died. But I saw the original lineup of that band, like the original bass and drum combo, original horn players.
Pretty rare, dude.
Yeah. And these guys were like fucking like 70 already back in that day playing. You know, they didn't last too long. I mean, they were touring since the 80s. They like reformed in the 70s or 80s or something, and were touring. And that right there, that fucking, I was like this, like the whole time, wide eye. And you know, and I got to see like my first dose of like skinhead culture and sharps and all that shit show up and all that stuff. Things are now like they used to be, guys. Things there used to be a lot of subgenre of people. Like there used to be a big movement for like people stood up against racism and things like that. You know, it's more convoluted now. It's more generalized. Everyone hates racism, of course, but back then you had more militant people that would smash you for that shit, you know? Yeah. So that's the Emerson, like, put on a lot of fucking amazing shows, man. That I was just lucky enough at the right place to see all that shit.
First time
you know, in those years, like we were super lucky to have the Emerson because that was like the only fucking all ages venue that you could go to, you know.
Yeah. Now it's like, you know, kind of fell out or whatever, but I think it's more or less the people that run it than not so much the venue itself.
It's one of those like pay to play, and it became real disappointing, you know, over the course of time. And right now they're not even doing shows there.
Yeah, we went to Jay Clyde's last week or 2 weeks ago, and we drove by there. I haven't been out to the east side for a hot minute, and I'm like, yo, Jay Clyde was fun. Had a good time.
Oh yeah.
I haven't been there for a minute too, because it's kind of way out of my way, you know.
Yeah.
I really don't go out to drink. I'm like a kind of a hermit, guys. I really don't do. If it's the show I want to catch, I'll go there. But if not, like I'm working or chilling with the fams, or you know, doing that kind of a thing. I don't.
Yeah, I'm pretty much specific night type. So.
Yeah, you get to be that kind of a thing.
Wednesdays, Saturdays, and occasionally Mondays.
I'm just my time is like I'm so busy with my time that
Wednesdays, Saturdays.
Yeah.
Occasionally Mondays.
Yeah. There's a couple things coming up that I'm going to, but also I'm like leaving.
What are you up to tomorrow? What are you doing?
Tomorrow I got a show.
Oh, no shit?
Yeah.
Which band?
It's a little band called the Circle City Dickens. The Circle City Dickens.
Circle City Dickens.
Dikens. We're playing at the Mel for your event.
Hell yeah.
420.
420, baby.
Smoke weed.
Smoke weed every day.
Hey, we can make a difference, man.
With what?
Try chaos. We can make a change.
Yeah. Well, he said something earlier up there.
Yeah, he said weed.
No, he says I'd rather something than.
He said, he said he would have played tomorrow, but he's gonna be too busy dancing and smoking weed.
Good, man. Hey, Cake House, we're gonna fucking smoke a blunt in the back.
In the smoker's garden.
Smoker's garden.
The lovely smoker's garden.
So yeah, it's gonna be a good time. I think tomorrow's gonna be lit. And then guess what? I have to leave like 6 o'clock in the morning the next day. I take a flight.
Where are you going, Chile?
I fucking wish. I'm just going to New York. Went back home for a little bit, just for like 4 days. But
yeah.
yeah, but I'm like leaving. Like I'll probably gonna stay up all night and then like, leave.
Fuck it.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, fuck it.
Yeah. And
Hold
fly
it.
out 6 in the morning and land in LaGuardia and then
How far of a flight is it? A few hours?
it's 2 hours.
Yeah.
But then I gotta like take the bus to the train station, Jamaica Ave, and then Queens, and then take the train from Jamaica Queens to Grand Central Terminal, and then take the Metro North. But so I'm gonna have a lot of travel, which is fun. I like maneuvering that way. I do well with that shit. And I'm not gonna do it alone. My cousin's gonna meet me up there, so we're gonna have fun. He's already plotting out all the bars he wants to go to.
Hell yeah.
That's all he's been. He's like, dude, we're gonna go. I'm like, bro, we have like 3 days. We're not gonna be able to do all these bars. Like, we're going from a family thing. Like, I can't be spending on that much time going. That's why I'm not really drinking. I'm like chilling because I know my poor liver is gonna have a little hurting.
Yeah, tomorrow it's gonna get chopped.
Yeah, I'm not gonna.
I see what you did there, bro.
Shit.
That's a good one.
So yeah, we got quite a few gigs coming, and then the weekend after that, when I come back on Tuesday, and then on Friday, the Operators were playing at Lafayette, and then on Saturday we're playing in Chicago.
Nice.
So pretty busy fucking week, bro.
Hell yeah.
Shit, man.
See, that's why I don't go out, because I fucking go out and I do enough shit, bro. When I'm home, I'm fucking watching YouTube videos, chilling, petting my pug, with my Brutus, with my dog, if I'm not with my kids, and then if not, my girl's in town and we chilling.
Hell yeah.
And that's why I like it. Don't put me out there too much because I'm already out there enough.
I feel you.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, I say let's go ahead and wrap it up.
I say we should go ahead and do that too. Should I go ahead and show the flyer there? Did we lose all audio? Holy shit, I think we did. Uh-oh. Maybe it's just me. Nobody else can hear you guys. I don't know if you can fucking hear me or not. Well, either you get to hear me laugh at these two guys with their commentary that I can't hear, or you can hear them and look at me laugh at something ridiculous. Silence. Yep. Okay. I'm just going to go ahead and end it. Thanks for tuning in, guys. You're awesome. Tomorrow night we have
show at PRN. Fucking check it out. 420.
Okay.
Okay,
do we just mute?
so what you just missed was about 62 seconds to what, like 2 minutes of me geeking the fuck out because I'm so fucking excited to have this fucking Harley Poe record.
Is Polly muted too? Polly, you muted?
Yeah, no, now I'm
Yeah,
back.
he is. You are muted. Hold on a second. Bro.
Like I heard none of that.
Who knows what he's saying, dude?
Here we go. Okay.
I don't know, man. Like
right,
you guys were gone for a hot minute. I was gonna go ahead and just cut the fucking show.
Yeah. So, man. Yeah.
So
what happened?
So
Did
for
you
those that
step
missed
on the
it,
fucking cord or what?
I showed him my dick and he started crying right away.
All right, hold on. Let's go full screen on this. Stay there, Shep.
This is Christian's dick, apparently. No, man, thank you so much. Like, yeah, I was geeking the fuck out. Nobody heard it, but you saw me geeking out.
Go ahead, geek out one more time. Give him a
Put on a good show.
Yeah, so that's
Yeah,
that's
there it
this one of the represses that we put out this last year, and it's on a colored vinyl. So
Well, thank you so much, man.
It's my pleasure,
It
man.
means so much to me.
I'm happy that it's gonna add.
Yeah.
It's gonna have a good home. You can add it to the
Oh,
collection, bro.
absolutely. I'll be
Cool.
spending it for
Cool.
sure.
Cool, man.
That's super cool, man.
Yeah, like fuck yeah, man. Thank you so much.
Yeah, man,
It
it's my
means a lot
pleasure.
to me.
My pleasure.
It's like I was saying while we were not, nobody was hearing us. We were talking about the album earlier and how I was like, man, I saw that post and I was like, God damn it, I would love to have a copy of that,
Yeah.
And here we are.
There
Thank
it
you
is.
so much,
There
man.
it is, man.
Super
It's my
fucking
pleasure.
dope.
It's my pleasure, man.
Right?
It's my pleasure.
Woo! I'm like giddy as fuck. So
Take another shot. Let's have one
yeah,
more.
yeah.
One more, and then
Let's have one more shot. Let's have one more shot.
one more, and say good night to everybody.
Yeah. So tomorrow night, we got Circle CD Deacons.
420.
April 20th for smoking weed.
Legalize it.
Melody Inn.
Hexley and the fucking fill-ins.
Thank you.
Fill-ins. We
Cheers.
should have just a big jam session.
Oh, that'd be dope. Hell yeah.
Because
Everybody get real fucking high.
just fucking just jam out for like 3 hours.
We can't even.
I know that's healthy to do. Like, I'm going to chase my shot with a cocktail of the same shot.
Yeah, nothing but like definitely never suggest this, but everybody should try it once. Take a shot of Turkey 101 and then chase it with a mixed Turkey 101 drink.
Ooh.
Woof.
That was like me Thursday. I was like taking shots of tequila and chasing it with like vodka and lime.
Oh
God.
Yeah.
It's got to be a fucking Turkey 101 mixed drink from the Mel, though.
Oh, for
Yeah.
sure.
That shot.
Hot and heavy.
Like,
Hot and heavy.
This is why I gotta be careful tomorrow.
yeah, for real.
Tomorrow's gonna be fun though.
Yeah, man. Can't wait.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Come on out to the Melody Inn for a special punk rock night chop liver collaboration. $7. 3 bands.
$7 get you in
$7.
the door, dude.
Mhm.
It's gonna be an epic show.
We
It's
got
gonna be
ska,
epic weed.
we got punk, we got acoustic rock. It's going down.
$7 gonna make you holler.
$7.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Christian, again, thank you so much for coming on.
All right, man.
We've been waiting to get you on the show.
My pleasure,
No, it's
man.
out,
Dope.
dude. Like, for real.
It's been
Yeah.
fun, man. It's been fun, fellas.
Yeah.
A lot of fun.
I think the last time that you was on this, maybe. Anyway, Harley Poe played a show at the Mel. It was like one of your retirement shows or whatever. And
Yeah,
you guys
The
did
third
like
retirement.
a short interview, which I actually still have. So we probably need to go ahead and re-release that motherfucker.
Oh no, don't do that. Don't release that shit. There's
No,
probably some,
don't do
there's
it.
probably some dumb shit on there.
No, you're full of it, dude. All right, man. No, it's been really awesome to hang out with you, dude. I appreciate the shit out of you guys. So
Hell yeah.
Right on, man. Right on, guys.
All right. Well,
All right.
we got to run the spiel, right? Been doing it for years.
yeah.
Let's see. Let's start with don't talk to strangers, right? Shop smart, shop S smart. If Robbo was here, he'd tell you to turn your fucking headlights on.
Yeah.
And the motto,
We are the overlooked.
Oh yeah.
We are the underheard.
Oh man. God damn it.
Oh shit.
If Katie Hurley was here, she'd be laughing her ass off. We are the unheard.
Yes, there it is.
And
We
what's
are the
next one?
overlooked.
We are
Chopped liver.
You think you're weird? I think you're dumb. You fucking